Live on a Saturday night, it's Utah Grizzlies hockey as it's the opener of a two-game weekend series as the Grizzlies take on the Cincinnati Cyclones. Hi, everybody. I'm Tyson Whiting. Welcome to Utah Grizzlies hockey. Face-offs about 20 minutes from now as the Grizzlies are over at Heritage Bank Center. I'm hanging out in the Professional Green Studios just inside the Grizzlies office as the Grizzlies are looking to end a three-game losing streak as they take on Cincinnati for the eighth time ever. Utah is 2-5 against Cincinnati, but the Cyclones have won 5 straight over the Grizzlies. Last night, the Grizzlies were in Bloomington, Illinois to take on the Bison for the final time ever. It opened up a 3-game weekend for the Grizzlies as they were in the Central Time Zone last night and in the Eastern Time Zone this evening. Neither team scored in the first period last night as Bloomington outshot Utah 13-6. 9-10 into the second period, Mikhail Abramov scored his 5th of the year, and that gave the Bison a 1-0 lead. Lee and Gavlis with the assists. Utah got a power play after Brad Morrison got an interference minor, 13:35 in. Tyler Gratton, the Grizzlies captain, had the puck behind Bloomington's net, nudged it to his left for Genev, and then Genev found Evan Friesen out in front of the crease. Genev to Friesen to the back of the net, as Evan Friesen's been outstanding as of late for Utah, as he now has a goal in 7 of his last 13 games. Utah took a 2-1 lead as Dylan Gratton was skating along the right wing, tried to center it out in front to Friesen. It ricocheted off the skate of Bloomington forward Brad Morrison and into the back of the Bison net, as Gratton picked up his first professional goal, and the lone assist on that goal was his brother. Tyler Gratton, the Grizzlies captain, so it was Gratton to the back of the net. And just like that, Utah took a 2-1 lead. So that had to be quite the night for the Gratton family, as Dylan Gratton got his first as a pro. He had 7 goals in his college career, and it was assisted by Tyler Gratton, who assisted in both of Utah's second period goals. Grizzlies led 2-1 after 40 minutes of play, and usually that means a victory. But Bloomington did score 2 unanswered third-period goals. Aidan McDonald redirected a Chris Ortiz shot, 2:31 into the third period to tie it up. And then Abramov scored his second of the game, 12:36 into the third. It was his 6th of the year. And so the Bison took a 3-2 lead, and they held on for a 1-goal victory. Special teams did play a little bit of a factor in last night's game as Utah went 1 for 4 on the power play, and Bloomington was 1 for 3. And it wouldn't surprise me if special teams play a factor both tonight and tomorrow afternoon in the 2-game set against the Cincinnati Cyclones. Cincinnati's penalty kill has really struggled this season. They're just 72.2% on the PK this year. So we'll see if the Grizzlies' power play can get rolling against the Cyclones. Both teams are playing the second of 3 straight days worth of hockey. The Cincinnati Cyclones were in Toledo, and they lost by a 3-2 score. Goaltending matchup tonight, it's going to be Hunter Miska getting the start for Utah. This will be his 5th appearance, and he's looking for his first win this year in a Utah uniform. He's got a 2.76 goals against average and .915 save percentage. Kyle Kaiser last night stopped 31 of 34, and he is the backup this evening. For the Cincinnati Cyclones, is going to be Tommy Scarfoni. This will be his 18th appearance this year. Scarfoni's got a record of 7-6-2 with a 3.50 goals against average and .887 save percentage. Grizzlies come into play with a record of 20-28-7, and they're in 7th place in the Mountain Division. Cincinnati, there's only 7 teams in the Central Division, and Cincinnati's got a record of 25-25-3, and they are in 6th place in the Central Division. And unfortunately, from the standpoint of both teams, the reason why they're towards the bottom of the standings, you just have to look at the team save percentage. Grizzlies have used 8 goaltenders this year, and the team save percentage for the season for Utah is .882. And for the Cincinnati Cyclones, their team save percentage, they have used 4 goaltenders this year, and the team save percentage is .882. So identical team save percentages for both the Grizzlies and the Cyclones. Should be a fun night for Andrew Noel, the Grizzly defenseman who was acquired in a trade a couple weeks ago from Cincinnati, as he returns to the Queen City. And he's going to be looking for some revenge against his former team. While we're hanging out here in the Professional Green Studios at Maverick Center, Grizzlies are over in Cincinnati. Face-off is scheduled for 5:35 in the Mountain Time Zone, so we're about 15 minutes away from face-off. When we come back, we'll talk about some of the best rookies in the league. The Grizzlies certainly have a few on their side with Danny Genev, Riley Connors, and Evan Friesen. Genev is a favorite for the league's Rookie of the Year award, and if he doesn't win it, it could be his college teammate who's currently playing for the Cyclones. We'll talk about some of the best rookies in the league, and we'll also go over the lineups for both teams as we're in business on a Saturday night, and you're listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
Welcome back to the Grizzlies Hockey Network. I'm Tyson Whiting. Well, the Grizzlies have had many first-year pros this season. In fact, there's going to be 10 rookies in the lineup tonight, 10 of the 18 skaters, and Danny Genev has been absolutely outstanding for the Grizzlies all year. He leads Utah with 14 multiple-point games, and for the majority of this season, he had led the league in shots on goal. He has 225 shots, but right now that just ranks second among league rookies and second overall in the league, as Cincinnati rookie Ryan Kerwin has taken 16 shots over the last two games, and Kerwin has passed Genev for first in the league in shots on goal. And Genev and Kerwin know each other very well as they were teammates at Penn State University for 3 seasons. Genev played at Penn State for five years, and he was part of the Penn State Frozen Four Club. Ryan Kerwin was there from 2021 through 2024. Last year, he was a standout at Arizona State University, where he had 26 goals in 37 games. Kerwin signed an American Hockey League deal with the Toronto Marlies. He played in 2 games with Toronto last year and 3 games with the Marlies this season, scoring 1 goal, which turned out to be his first as a pro. Kerwin has 21 goals and 27 assists in 46 games and a +4 rating for the Cyclones this year. And Kerwin, along with Danny Genev, have been 2 of the best rookies in the league. Jackson Judding of Kansas City has been a standout as well. And so there's plenty of the league's best rookies in action tonight with Genev, Ryan Kerwin. You can't forget about the reigning league rookie of the month in Riley Connors, who's got 11 goals in his last 13 games. And Evan Friesen certainly had a strong last couple months. Friesen has 7 goals in his last 13 games. He's been instrumental to Utah's power play as of late. And Friesen, so far this season, has 18 goals and 14 assists in 55 games. Riley Connors did have 2 goals in 8 AHL games with Colorado earlier this season. You got to look to those 3 really being strong, Genev, Connors, and Friesen. You also got to look at John Gillette, the first-year pro out of Holy Cross. He's been a blue-collar 2-way performer for the Grizzlies. He's among the team leaders in blocked shots. He's got 10 goals and 9 assists in 55 games, and Gillette is going to be a strong pro for many years to come. You also got to look at Aiden Hansen-Bukata, who's been one of the best rookie defensemen in the league. He's got 30 assists in 51 games. He's got 17 power play assists on the season. Also got to watch out for first-year pros Andrew Noel, Mike Gillette, Mikey Colella. They're going to be in the Grizzlies lineup tonight, as is Dylan Gratton, who last night scored his first professional goal as he ricocheted the puck off the skate of a Bloomington player. The puck ended up in the back of the Bison net. And you can't forget about Colby Enns, who's even in the plus-minus category this year. For the majority of this season, he had led all Grizzly defensemen in plus-minus. He's been solid all season long, kind of more of a defense-first type of defenseman, and he does a lot of the stuff that you don't necessarily see in the box score, but Colby Enns has been a strong blue-collar performer for the Grizzlies all season. So that's some of the first-year pros that are in the Grizzlies lineup tonight, and you can't forget about Sage Weinstein and Rylan Kovacevic, as well as Luke Antonacci. All 3 of those guys are scratches for the Grizzlies this evening. When we come back, we will go over the lineups for both teams, and we'll get familiar with the Grizzlies' opponent tonight, the Cincinnati Cyclones. As Bill Belichick would say, we're on to Cincinnati, and face-off's going to be in about 10 minutes from now over at Heritage Bank Arena. Actually, it's called Heritage Bank Center. What's the difference between a center and an arena? I'm not sure, but they're at Heritage Bank Center, which is right next to Great American Ballpark, and just a couple blocks away, a short walk, is the Cincinnati Bengals Stadium. We'll come back and go over the lineups for both teams. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
Grisby commutes to work by riding UTA. It gives him time to make friends and relax before arriving to the Maverick Center. But how can Grisby keep enjoying that feeling throughout the entire day? An idea! Utah Transit Authority, proud sponsors of the Utah Grizzlies.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies Hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting. Face-offs in about 10 minutes from now as we're hanging out in the Professional Green Studios just inside the Grizzlies office at Maverick Center. Let's go over the lineups for both teams. First, for the visiting Utah Grizzlies, who come in with a record of 20, 28, and 7. The power play has been pretty strong. They have 19 power play goals in their last 19 games, and Cincinnati has really struggled on the penalty kill this season. They're just 72.2% on the PK. Getting the start in net's going to be Hunter Miska. This will be his 5th appearance this year and his 4th start. Miska's got a record of 0-2-1 with a 2.76 goals against average and .915 save percentage. Miska's in his 9th season as a pro, and he is 6'1" and 180 pounds. Kyle Kaiser stopped 31 of 34 last night. He is the backup. The 2 goaltender scratches are Anson Thornton and Jacob Musatelli. Unfortunately, we haven't been given the starters yet for either team, either the Grizzlies or the Cyclones, but we do know the top forward line for the Grizzlies tonight will be Tyler Grant. Actually, we just been received the starters. The starting forward line for the Grizzlies will include Luke Manning, wearing number 16. Manning in his 2nd full season as a pro. He has 5 goals and 12 assists in 36 games. It appears Reed Lepster is going to get a start for Utah. He leads Utah with 28 goals and 21 assists. He ranks tied for 2nd in the league in points. And it looks like Maxim Barbashev is also going to be in the Grizzlies starting lineup. This will be his 32nd appearance this year. He's got 4 goals and 8 assists in 31 games. So Manning, Lepster, and Barbashev are the starting forward line. The starting defensive unit for the Grizzlies is going to include Colby Enns. He was a first-year pro. In 46 games, he has 4 goals and 6 assists, and Aiden Hanson-Bukata, he'll be in there. He's got 3 goals and 30 assists in 51 games. Last year, he played at The Ohio State University, and before that, played 3 seasons at RIT. And that's certainly notable because the starting goaltender for the Cincinnati Cyclones, Thomas Scarfoni, he did not play at Ohio State last year, but he played at RIT for 3 seasons, and so they were college teammates. Scarfoni and Hanson-Bukata know each other pretty well. Scarfoni last season played in the Big Ten at the University of Wisconsin. So Hanson-Bukata did play against Scarfoni a little bit last season. So Enns and Hanson-Bukata are going to get the start on the defensive side. Grizzlies are rolling with 12 forwards and 6 defensemen tonight. We will also see the pairing of Luke Salem and Dylan Gratton, as well as the defensive pairing of Mathieu Boilard and Andrew Noel making his return trip to Cincinnati. He played in 37 games for the Cyclones over a 2-season stretch, including 31 this season. Well, the forwards don't necessarily match up with the line chart that I had been given before the game, as they've got Reed Lepster kind of matched in there with Manning and Barbashev. For about the last month, Lepster had been lined up with Tyler Gratton and Evan Friesen, and Gratton and Friesen are both in the Grizzlies lineup tonight. Stepan Timofeyev had been on that line with Danny Genev and Riley Connors. We do believe that's going to be a 3-man unit tonight. All 3 of them have been outstanding over the last month. Timofeyev leads the Grizzlies with a +6 rating on the season. You also got to watch out for Yaroslav Yevdokimov. He's got 2 goals in a Grizzlies uniform this year. John Gillette's also going to be in there, as well as Mike Gillette, the older brother of John Gillette. Mikey Colella is in the lineup as well, as he's got 1 goal and 3 assists in 22 games. Scratches for the Grizzlies tonight include Luke Antonacci, Robbie Stucker, Sage Weinstein, Rylan Kovacevic, and Noah Gansky. So 10 rookies in the Grizzlies lineup tonight as they're looking for their 25th victory of the season. And now the lineup of the Cincinnati Cyclones, who are led by first-year head coach Riley Wazlowski, who is a former Rapid City defenseman. In fact, he's got his jersey retired in Rapid City. The assistant coach is Louis Caparuso. The goaltending and video coach is Rob Couturier. Team president is Ray Harris. Cincinnati is coming out of the tunnel. Their franchise all-time leader in points is Justin Vive. He is the son of former Toronto Maple Leaf and Buffalo Sabre Rick Vive. In fact, Rick Vive was the first Toronto Maple Leaf to ever score 50 or more goals in a single season. Getting the start in net, we mentioned Tommy Scarfoni. He's wearing number 30. He last year played at the University of Wisconsin. Before that was Aiden Hansen-Bucata's teammate at RIT. Ken Appleby, who's got 4 games of NHL experience, he's the backup. The starting defensive pairing for Cincinnati includes Rhett Parsons, who in 42 games has 1 goal and 6 assists. He'll be wearing number 3. Parsons is paired up with Curtis Henry. That's Curtis with a K. He is 6'2" and 203 pounds and has 3 assists, no goals in 30 games. So Parsons and Henry are the starting defensive pairing. Starting forwards for the Cyclones include Liam Kidney, Kidney, just like the body part. This will be a second pro game. He is 6 feet and 185 pounds. He'll be wearing number 12. Justin Vive, as we mentioned before, the son of Rick Vive. He is a long-time Cincinnati Cyclone, and he's in the starting lineup. He is 36 years old, and he's got great size at 6'6" and 237 pounds. 5 in 51 games, has 10 goals and 8 assists. And also in the starting lineup for Cincinnati is Justin Portillo. As Portillo, in 37 games, has 1 goal and 1 assist. Top forward line for Cincinnati tonight will be Ryan Kerwin with Sam Stevens and Nick Riom. Nick Riom, the son of Pascal Riom and the nephew of Manon Riom. The famous goaltender is signed with the Tampa Bay Lightning, and she was the first woman to ever sign a pro contract. When we come back, we'll have face-off on the other side. You've been tuned into the pregame report on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
It's a great night for hockey as 2 big standings points are on the line as the Utah Grizzlies are in Cincinnati to take on the Cyclones over at Heritage Bank Center. It looks like an outstanding Saturday night crowd. It's the opener of 2 straight over in the Queen City. Both teams suffered 3-2 losses last night. Grizzlies lost to Bloomington, and Cincinnati fell on the road to Toledo. And it looks like they're showing quite a bit of Justin Vibe. He is the franchise all-time leader in points, and considering the ceremony, I believe he just set that record. He's wearing number 46, the son of Rick Vibe, the longtime Toronto Maple Leaf and Buffalo Sabre. And so a little bit of an honor, and looks like a ceremony before the game. Justin Vibe appears to be excited to be the one with the ceremonial puck drop. And it looks like the Grizzlies captain Tyler Gratton will be over there as well. Gratton had 2 assists last night, including one to his brother Dylan Gratton. That had to be a great night for the Gratton family despite the 1-goal loss. Getting the start in net will be Hunter Miska for the Grizzlies, and for Cincinnati, it's Tommy Scarfoni. Hey, there's Hunter Miska if you're watching on Flow Sports. And in 5 games this season, he's made 97 saves, and he has seen 32.45 shots against. And remember, one of those came in relief on February 25th, where he played the third period in an 8-3 victory over Tahoe. Referees tonight are Dylan Sater and Mitchell Hardy. The linesmen are Tyler Willie and Odine Nelson. That's right, the linesmen's last name are Willie and Nelson. And I'm pretty sure that it's going to be a fun one over in Cincinnati tonight. Boy, we wish we were there, as Cincinnati's one of my favorite cities in the United States of America. Manning will take the drives out there with Lebster and Barbashev as the puck is dropped, and it's won by Cincinnati. Cyclones are in a red jersey with numbers that are almost impossible to tell. They're a black number with a little bit of white outline. Grizzlies get the puck down the middle of the ice. Barbashev, a Grizzly, goes down as Barbashev tried to shovel it ahead to Manning. Cincinnati crosses center ice. Now Reed Lebster gets the puck. Lebster's normally lined up with Granton and Friesen, but he's with Manning and Barbashev tonight as the Grizzlies get it ahead to Manning, and he gets bounced off the boards by a Cyclone. Cincinnati will skate up ice as the Cyclones lose control of the puck. Now Barbashev races towards the right corner after it as we played about 40 seconds. Still no score, as the Grizzlies have taken one shot on Tommy Scarfoni. First time he's faced the Grizzlies ever. It's his first year as a pro. Grizzlies chip it from one corner to the other as Utah skates from right to left. Up top, Dylan Gratton fires lefty shot that's blocked. As Cincinnati will cross center ice. Grizzlies back defensively. Cyclones get to the right point. Lefty shot saved by Miska off his left pad. Unfortunately, with the dark numbers on the red jerseys, the Cyclones numbers are going to be tough to spot all night. Spencer Cox will move it to the left side. No, that's not the governor of Utah, Spencer Cox. Shot from the left wing, saved by Miska. Grizzlies get the rebounds. Spencer Cox, a first-year pro, wearing number 16, no relation to the Utah governor. As Spencer Cox for Cincinnati tonight is going to be paired up with Jake Johnson, the former Comet, and Tahoe Night Monster. Shot down the middle, saved by Miskas. He just kind of brushed it away with his stick. As Cincinnati's up to 2 shots, we played a minute and a half in. Still no score. We do ask for a little bit of patience as we're at the mercy of this one-camera feed. As Danny Genev gets the puck, the first-year pro out of Penn State, skates behind Miska's net, and now he'll drop it off as taken as Boilar. As Grizzlies spread the ice, Genev, we believe, is out there with Connors and Timofeyev. Puck along the boards as Genev tried to get it ahead to the middle of the ice as he was looking for Connors. Now Genev skates down the middle as his shot's blocked. Genev gets pushed to the boards. He keeps pedaling around Cincinnati's net. Genev gets tripped up, no cause. I think he got tripped up by his own guy, Riley Connors, 2 of the top rookies in the league. Cincinnati gets around Noel, skates in, lefty shot saved by Miska. As the puck goes back towards the left wing, we believe that shot was taken by Justin Vive, who's the Cincinnati all-time leading scorer. Cyclones around Utah's net. We played 2.5 minutes, still no score. Cyclones down the middle of the ice, lefty shot, and it's blocked by Gratton. As that one smarted a little bit. Boy, there must be somebody that's a late scratch for the Grizzlies. The forward lines are not what we got before the game. Grizzlies shovel it ahead. As puck now in the Cincinnati zone, they outlet it to center ice, and the Cyclones dump it in. As Miska behind his net gets it towards AHB, Aiden Hansen-Buchanan with 30 assists this season. Ahead to Reed Lebster. Lebster fakes it to his right, skates down the middle. Lebster in the high slot, takes a righty shot, and it's blocked. As the Cyclones, they've won 5 straight all-time against Utah. Grizzlies won the first 2 head-to-head meetings between the clubs, including a shootout win in January of 2019. As Kolbienz battles with the Cyclone over in the near corner. Joining the plays, you have Yevdokimov. He rolls it around. Looks like Lebster right now is on a line with Friesen and Yevdokimov. So he might have to call roll to see if the Grizzlies have all 12 forwards out there, as the forward combinations are not what I got earlier today. Puck towards the left corner. Friesen continues his battle. Yevdokimov tries to get around Cyclone. Lebster left wing righty shot. Saved by Scarfoni. As there was a 2-on-2 battle over in the corner. Puck just drifted towards Lebster. And the Grizzlies' leading goal scorer had a good look on Tommy Scarfoni. As it looked like Lebster tried to go low, but Scarfoni closed the door. So Cincinnati leads the shot count 3-2 on Utah. It's just the start of things, so grab some chips and dip in a beverage your choice and enjoy part of Saturday with us. John Gillette's out there with Yevdokimov and Mike Gillette. So we are going to have to I haven't seen Timofeyev out there yet. Wonder if he was the one that was a late scratch. Cincinnati wins the draw. Grizzlies are in their own zone skating from right to left As taking the puck is Yevdokimov. Actually, was Mike Gillette who tried to center it to Yevdokimov. Ricocheted off the stick. Salem right wing. He fires lefty shot, and that's sticked away, and it flies out of play. As play stops with 16-16 left in the first. So Grizzlies will have another offensive zone draw as both teams just trying to, it's almost a feeling out process. Both teams assessing the strengths and weaknesses of the other. Both teams have had pretty similar seasons. Both clubs have been better on the road than they have at home this year. Cyclones win the draw, and we haven't seen Timo Feyev out there yet. We're not entirely sure as the forward lines are definitely not what we're accustomed to. In fact, it looks like Manning and Barbashev are now out there with Grattan. So the Grizzlies are mixing and matching the forward lines quite a bit here early on. As Manning with the puck, he'll skate towards the right corner. He's in the offensive zone, slides up top to Barlar. He fires lefty shot, and then sticked away about 10 feet in front of Scarfoni, as there was some traffic out in front with Grattan and Barbashev battling with a couple Cyclones. Puck towards the Utah line. It's knifed away, and it goes into the Grizzlies bench near equipment manager DJ McFarland. As it looked like McFarland was standing next to Grizzlies assistant coach Ryan Anderson. So draw's going to be at neutralized. 15:44 is left in the first. And we mentioned the similarities between the clubs. Both teams have been better on the road than they have at home. Cincinnati is 10-14-2 at home. Grizzlies, 15 of their 20 wins this year have come on the road. Utah's played 32 road games. The 32nd road game, obviously, is tonight, and that's the most of any team in the league. Cyclones with the puck. They'll skate around their own net. Unfortunately, the number is a dark number on a red jersey. Are a little bit tough to spot. We'll try to identify players as we can. As the Cyclones get towards center ice, and they'll chip it in. And it was a lefty chip in. I think that was Nick Riome, who's the son of Pascal Riome and the nephew of Manon Riome, the first woman to ever sign a pro contract. Down the middle of the ice, high slot, lefty shot. And it goes high and out of play. As there's 15:08 left in the first, and the draw's going to be back in the Grizzlies zone. So in assessing who's out there for the Grizzlies, mixing and matching the forward lines, haven't seen Timo Feyev out there. So we're wondering if he might be a scratch this evening. Second game of a back-to-back for both the Grizzlies and the Cyclones, and both teams will be exhausted by the end of tomorrow's game. Tomorrow afternoon is going to be a 1 o'clock start in the Mountain Time Zone, but remember, everybody loses an hour of sleep. That is unless you live in the state of Arizona where you don't believe in that daylight saving stuff. Cincinnati wins the offensive zone draw, left point. They fire towards Misk, and it looks like it kicked away before it gets to the Utah goaltender. Puck towards the right corner. We played 5 minutes, still no score. Cyclones with 3 shots. Grizzlies have 2, according to the score bug that we're watching on Flow Sports. As Evan Friesen strides towards center ice left wing, steps over the offensive blue. He dumps it in. Friesen goes down. As looked like he got hit by Rhett Parsons, a big 6'3", 214-pound defenseman. Hands Mukata ahead. Now Grattan lefty shot, saved by Scarfoni. Grattan gets it back. He gets double teamed to the corner over to Lebster. Lebster down the middle, take a righty shot. And that one's blocked away. Rebound shot and a score! It's 1-0 Utah with 14:32 left in the first. Let's see who skates to the celebration aisle first. I'm not sure. There's an extreme wide shot. And I think it might be Reed Lebster. There was a bit of a scramble play out in front. Lebster took the shot. It ricocheted off of a Cyclone. As there was a few bodies in the area. It could be Lebster and it could be Friesen. Lebster took the shot, ricocheted by Scarfoni. And then it looked like it bounced either off of Friesen's stick or off the Cyclone that was out in front of Friesen. Either way, it's 1-0 Utah. 5.5 minutes in. First time in 4 games, the Grizzlies have tallied the first goal. We'll check the ECHL app to see who gets credited with the goal. It's either Lebster or it's Friesen. You know, it looks like Tyler Grattan's going to pick up another assist, and that would be his 3rd so far on this road trip, as he had an assist in both of Utah's goals last night. Puck in deep to the Cincinnati zone. You have Donkimov trying to get out in front to Mike Gillette. It bounced off of his stick as the Grizzlies Dylan Grattan towards the far goal line. He fires lefty shot, stick saved by Scarfoni. As Utah's now up to 5 shots to Cincinnati's 3. Cyclones will loft it out to center ice, and the puck up the ops just outside the Utah line. Cincinnati skates in. They try to center, and it's poked away by Luke Salem. As Grizzlies along the near wing, as they skate from right to left in the period, you have Dokimov, rink wide feed towards center ice. It's accepted by Mike Gillette, who throws it in. Grizzlies will switch up forwards, as now Manning is out there with Friesen. We haven't seen Timo Feyev yet, so it's possible the Grizzlies are with less than 12 forwards here tonight. As Cincinnati, The rink-wide feed angle left as it goes to center ice, and Cincinnati will trickle it in. Now behind Utah's net, Cyclones skate towards the left wing. Manning gets the puck, and he'll tapping off the boards towards center ice. Cincinnati's defenseman accepts it. Unfortunately for the Cyclones, a dark number on a red jersey is really tough to spot. Gabriel Bernier is chasing after Andrew Noel. Well, a former Cyclone was acquired by Utah trade a couple weeks ago. For Friesen and Manning. As Cincinnati back deep in their own zone, Grizzlies retreat, and it's towards the end of a shift as Barbashev comes off. Out to center ice, Bernier. Gabriel's his first game, sixth game of the season. He dumps in as it ricochets on Boilar's stick. Ends in the area as well. And it looks like the defensive pairings have been switched up quite a bit. We've gotten the details of Utah's goal. We'll give it to you during the next whistle, which will be immediate timeout, barring an icing. Cincinnati up top. Now they get towards the right wing. Righty shot saved by Miska. That shot was taken by Rhett Parsons, who has 1 goal in 42 games this season. Reed Lepster gets the goal with Tyler Gratton and Evan Friesen getting the assist. Time of goal, 5:28 in. It's the Grizzlies 1, Cyclones nothing, with 12 and a half minutes left in the first period. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network. Reed Lepster has 4 of Utah's first 5 shots on goal, and he scored his 29th of the year, 5:28 into the first period, with Tyler Gratton and Evan Friesen getting the assists. More hockey in a moment. For the first time in 4 games, the Grizzlies score the first goal, and they've been outstanding this season when scoring first. The Grizzlies, 15 of their 20 victories this season have come when they've scored the first goal. They are 15-9-3 when scoring first. And of all people, it's Reed Lepster, who leads the Grizzlies with 29 goals now, which ranks second overall in the league. Tyler Gratton has 3 assists in this road trip, and Evan Friesen now has a point in back-to-back games on the trip. He scored a goal in the second period last night, and he picked up his 15th assist of the year. Grizzlies in the offensive zone. Connor swings and misses in the attack zone, but the whistle blows. As Connors had the puck in the left circle and either looked for a centering pass or he tried to, the whistle blew, not entirely sure why. Maybe there was a penalty on the play or maybe offsides the calls. Looks like the next faceoff is going to be just outside the circle. And based on the forward lines kind of being mixed and matched, we're guessing that Stepan Timofeyev, we haven't seen him out there yet. He's a possible scratch to the Grizzlies. Utah might be a little bit shorthanded as Genev's out there with Kallela and Riley Connors. Utah will throw it in as puck towards the near wing. As it's in Cincinnati ice, Cyclones in a red jersey with dark numbers and white trim. And the word Cincy is horizontally Cincy. As the Cyclones still deep in their own zone, and unfortunately with these jerseys, they're almost impossible to spot on this screen. And so we'll try to identify the players as we can. Grizzlies throw it back in. Arm is enthusiastically raised by both linesmen, whose last names are Willie and Nelson. And so the draw is going to come back towards Hunter Miska, who's making his 5th appearance and his 4th start of the season. We'd mentioned during the pregame report, and obviously we like to keep things positive if we can, but both teams have struggled a little bit in the standings. Cincinnati are 6th in the 7-team Central Division. The Grizzlies are 7th in the 8-team Mountain Division. Utah's gone through 8 goalies, and the team save percentage is .882. Cyclones have gone through 4 goalies, and their team save percentage is .882. Grizzlies win the draw, and they'll push it ahead towards Geneva, who's got 52 points this season, which leads all league rookies. Geneva out towards center ice, and now skate back into his own zone as he'll get it towards Dylan Gratton as the Grizzlies are at the end of a shift. Utah gets it down the middle of the ice for Luke Salem. He'll pitch it ahead, blue line to Friesen. A Grizzly falls down as they're entering the zone, and that was Lepster's, normally an outstanding skater. Grizzlies re-enter as Salem skates towards the right corner before he gets belted from behind. Gratton chasing after the puck. Tyler, that is. He's out there with Evan Friesen. Tyler's brother Dylan is at the left point. as puck drifts from one corner to the other. Cincinnati will push it ahead as the Cyclones out to neutralize. Now they'll nudge it back into their own zone. As the Cyclones, Spencer Cox gets it across towards Jake Johnson. And no, that's not Spencer Cox, the Utah governor. This is Spencer Cox, the Powell, Ohio native, who probably has no pursuit and no thoughts of starting a political career. Grattan down the middle of the ice, steps over the offensive blue, veers off to the left. He's at the left point. As he tried to chip it towards the corner, ricocheted off a Cincinnati skate. And I believe that was the skate of Nick Realm, number 26, who's out there with Sam Stevens and Ryan Kerwin. Or at least that's what the projected lines have it. As Lepster moves towards his right for Yevdokimov over the line, but it appears that Utah is offside, according to the linesmen Willie and Nelson. So there's 10:21 left in the first. And professional teams in the state of Utah are looking for 4 standings points tonight. The Grizzlies are taking on the Cyclones, and a few hours away in Columbus, Ohio, the Utah Mammoth is taking on the Columbus Blue Jackets, and what appears to be Mackenzie Weegar's Mammoth debut. He was just acquiring a trade with the Calgary Flames. So looking for 4 standings points in the state of Ohio are the Mammoth and Grizzlies combined. Cincinnati's back in their own zone. As they'll nudge it towards their left. Cyclones now carry it across center ice, left wing. Cyclones get it in as Miska stays in front of his crease. The puck rolled along the boards. Mike Gillette looking nearby, as is Yevdokimov. Mike Gillette gets the puck over towards Yevdokimov in the left wing. Yevdokimov fired it off the skate of John Gillette. Gillette will race off the ice for a change. Cincinnati crosses center ice. They step over the offensive blue, left wing. Righty shot, saved by Miska. And the puck is cleared towards neutral ice. Cyclones get it back as they'll slide it towards the middle of the ice. Now it goes back towards Elijah Villio, number 33, native of Abbotsford, British Columbia. Abbotsford just happens to be the place where Christian Felton is currently playing hockey. Felton did appear in 3 games with Cincinnati over the last couple weeks, but he's back in the uniform of the Abbotsford Canucks. Grizzlies with a gentle push and a mild arc, and they throw it into the Cyclone zone. As there's 9:10 on a moving clock first period. Cincinnati fires it in. No icing as Colbien's wearing number 5 gets double teamed over in the far corner. Grizzlies skate from right to left in the period as Manning gets back checked and he'll drop it for Hanson Bukata. Now the puck back to neutral ice. Grizzlies cross center as they get around a Cyclone. Good poke check by Cincinnati. Lepster gets it back. Lepster's got the lone goal tonight. About 5 minutes in. Grizzlies over the offense line. They stop in the right point and get it deeper into the Cyclone zone. As Lepster gets pushed and double team. Now back to Barbashev. Over to Lepster's in the right corner. Lepster throws it to around the boards. Puck slides towards the left point for Hanson Bukata. Over to Manning, who skates towards his right. Manning fakes to end, skates towards the right circle. He'll fire a lefty shot that goes wide. He missed the net stick side on Tommy Scarfoni. Scarfoni, the first-year pro, right wing. Ends, fires towards the net. Not sure if Scarfoni got a piece of it. Puck ricochets off the end boards and on towards the crease where Scarfoni covers up. As there's 8 minutes and 18 seconds left in the first period. Utah's up 1-0 on Reed Lepster's 29th of the year. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
We're 20, and yeah, we're celebrating big. Because in 20 years, we didn't just make the gear. We made hockey cooler. They said we were too loud, too flashy, too different. They told us to tone it down. The Warriors don't tone it down. We go full throttle. And this is just the start. 20 years in and we're just getting warmed up. We're still the brand that makes the gear you can win in, chirping, partying. And if you thought we were bold before, just wait. The next 20 years start now.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Utah leads 1-0 as there's 8 minutes and 18 seconds left in the first period. Grizzlies have taken 5 shots and the Cyclones have 4. We've been skating 5-on-5 this entire time. Reed Lepster has 4 of Utah's 5 shots. Tyler Grattan has the other shot on goal. As the Cyclones win the face-off, as they skate from left to right, unfortunately, the numbers don't pop off the screen at all. We'll try to identify them if we can. As Grizzlies now have it, they've got a white jersey, white helmets, Black numbers and professional green trim. Utah will slide it out to center ice where it's picked off by the Cyclones. They wait for a Cyclone to tag back up. Now Utah takes it back away. As Grizzlies moving out towards center ice, Utah's got numbers. They skate towards the right side center to Dylan Grattan. Shot. And a save by Scarfoni. Well, Utah to 3-on-1 as they utilize their speed. Got to the middle of the ice for Grattan. Dylan, that is. He fired towards the net, and Tommy Scarfoni made the save. As Utah centered it, it looked like there was Dylan Grattan and Riley Connors there around the same area. And Scarfoni just kind of collapsed the puck with his right pad. So Grizzlies were able to utilize their speed. And really, when the Grizzlies can get out in open ice and utilize their playmaking ability, especially when you got Genev skating down the right wing as he does constantly, well, good things are going to happen for the Grizzlies. And that happens often here tonight. Utah leads it for Genev, the Penn State product. But Cincinnati ices it, and the arm is raised by the linesman. Not sure if that's Willie or Nelson. So John's going to come back towards Tommy Scarfoni. Game 56 of 72 for the Grizzlies. And for Utah, there's 4 different players who are appearing in their 56th game. As Evan Friesen, Reed Webster, John Gillette, and Danny Genev have appeared in every game for the Grizzlies this season. Friesen will take the drives out there with Webster and Grattan as Andrew Noel gets in after Utah wins the face-off as the puck lifts off Noel's stick and rolls along the far wing boards. Grizzlies retreat defensively as Cincinnati will stride towards center ice. Cyclones drag the puck left wing into the offensive zone as they get around Webster. Cincinnati look to center it, and the puck goes back up top. Left wing, lefty shot, saved by Miska. Rebound goes to Webster. And he'll slide it ahead, but it's taken back by Cincinnati at center ice. Taking the puck is Elijah Vilio, number 33, as he'll get towards center ice. And taking it is number 11, Gunnar Wolf Fontaine. One of the best names of the league and best names ever, Gunnar Wolf Fontaine, who's got an AHL contract with the Toronto Marlies. He's native of East Greenwich, Rhode Island. Out to center ice, Cyclones will dump it in, and that was Gabriel Bernier wearing number 91. It's his 6th game of the season. Grizzlies back up with it along the far wing. They're still in their own zone. As Webster trying to locate it, Cincinnati will backhand it to the far corner. Cyclones spin it along the roulette wheel out to the right wing as the Cyclones get it back towards the right side. As dancing around, Cincinnati, as they'll feed it back towards Rhett Parsons. He's in the right point. Parsons fires a righty shot, and it goes wide as there's a bit of traffic out in front of Miska. Parsons was hoping for a redirection. As Cincinnati out towards the left wing, they fall down, hoping for a penalty, but none to be had. As Rhett Parsons strides after it, he gets the puck, and he'll skate around, and he'll stop behind Scarfoni's net. As Parsons wheels it towards the far side. Yevdokimov challenging. Cyclones get it back to the middle of the ice. Now they tattoo it off the boards as they're looking for Bernier. Puck goes back to Utah. Ends outlets at the center ice. A Grizzly gets hit, trying to accept the puck as Mike Gillette has it go past him. Now Gillette gets it at the Cincinnati line. He tries to jump around a Cyclone. Cincinnati gets it ahead as Mike Gillette loses his stick. Whistle blows. And I'm not sure if the Grizzlies were offside. As nearby was Jordan Kaplan, number 27. It looks like Kaplan's going to take a seat in the penalty box. So Kaplan, the native of Bridgewater, New Jersey, 5'11", 178 pounds. He gets the game's first penalty. Didn't get to see the referee's signal, although I do know they have a ref mic there, but I don't hear any of the sounds in the arena in Cincinnati. So if you're watching on Flow Sports, you might have heard the announcement of what the penalty is. Grizzlies' power play is 21.9%, which ranks 6th in the league, and we'd mentioned it a couple times during the pregame report. It's going to be big for the Grizzlies. There's a timeout on the ice. Cincinnati's penalty kill has really struggled all year. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
Jordan Kaplan is in the box. 2 minutes for slashing. Time of penalty 14-19 into the first. Utah leads 1-0. If you joined us late, Reed Lebster found the back of the net. 5:28 in with Tyler Gratton and Evan Friesen getting the assists. We believe the Grizzlies are rolling with 17 skaters. We have not seen Stepan Timofeyev, who was in the original lineup that I was given earlier today. Grizzlies power play. We believe it's the 5-man unit of Friesen, Lebster. Looks like they've Gratton, Hanson Bukata, and Genev. Utah wins the draw. Hanson Bukata trying to slide it ahead to Genev. As it bounced off the Cincinnati stick, Genev gets the puck. He's in the right wing. He'll slide it up top to Hanson Bukata, who pedals towards his left. AHB will move it towards Lebster. As Lebster dangles back and forth, he's at the left goal line. Now he solicits it to Hanson Bukata, who directs it to his right for Genev. Genev fires towards the net. He scores! Grizzlies get a power play goal as they take a 2-0 lead. Who skates to the bench first? It might have gotten redirected by Evan Friesen. We talked about the special teams and how it could play a role here tonight. Genev towards the right side, centered to Friesen. Genev to Friesen to the back of the net. It's the second straight night where Genev and Friesen have combined for a power play goal, and the Grizzlies take a 2-0 lead. For Friesen, it's the second straight game where he's picked up a power play goal. It's the third of 5 games that he scored on the power play. Friesen gets his 19th goal of the year. And for Danny Genev, that's his team-leading 36th helper, and that is Genev's 20th power play point, as he now has 2 goals and 18 assists on Grizzlies power plays. Utah, over the last 20 games, is averaging 1 power play goal per game. As it's 2-0 Utah, 2 goals on 7 shots. The Grizzlies have an extra bounce to their step here in the first period. Puck deep in the Cyclone zone. Grizzlies skate from right to left as we see it on Flow Sports here in the first period. Taking the puck is Tyler Gratton, the Grizzlies captain, gets it to Barbashev. Barbashev backhands it out in front. And puck went a little bit wide. He was looking for a redirection off the Cincinnati skate. Cyclones skate quickly into the offensive zone. They've got good team speed. Cincinnati feeds it up top as they'll skate towards the right corner, trying to muscle their way around Colby Enns. Enns pushes them towards the board. You have Donkema floats it forward. Genev chasing after the puck. He gets her about the same time as the Cyclone. Cincinnati will slice it away from Genev. Now the Cyclones left wing, lefty shot, saved by Miska. As Salem takes a spill going after a loose puck. That shot for Cincinnati was taken by Ryan Kerwin, who's got 21 goals in 46 games. He played last year at Arizona State. Before that was Genev and the Gratton brothers teammates at Penn State University. Grizzlies race 3-on-3 as Colella drops it for Genev. As Genev tried to lay it for Luke Salem. Puck goes back to Cincinnati. 2-on-2. Cyclones over the offensive line as they skate towards the right wing. Cincinnati skates around Miska's net, and that was Sam Stevens. He tried to throw it up top. Nobody was hanging out in the far point. Stevens has got a point in 6 straight games. He's wearing number 25. He's a +11 this season. Cyclones skate around Salem, now around Utah's net. Cincinnati to the right side, righty shot. And Miska might have gotten a piece of it with his blocker. Cyclones back towards the right side. They drop it off in the point. Cincinnati gets around Boiler, skates towards the right circle, lefty shot. And that one misses wide, stick side on Miska. Puck will trickle towards center ice. Cyclones back deep in their own zone. They outlet it to neutral ice as the Cyclones filter some forwards on and off. As Cincinnati's Spencer Cox stops behind his own net. We'll keep the connection to the Utah Governor at a minimum. Spencer Cox will move it towards the left side, but I don't think the Spencer Cox playing for the Cyclones has any ambitions of a political career after his hockey days are over. Spencer Cox gets it back in deep as puck goes back towards center ice. As Friesen tries to muscle his way. He's already got a multiple-point game with 1 goal and 1 assist. And now the puck in front of Cincinnati's net. Cyclones in control of it. Grizzlies are challenging the Cyclones in their own zone. Cincinnati moves now to center ice. Now they step over the offensive blue. Cyclones get towards the left goal line. It ricochets off the stick. Grizzlies back up with it. Boiler, Noel delivers a big hit over in the left corner. Noel has been a physical presence for the Grizzlies in 6 games. As the puck slides ahead, but not out of the Grizzlies zone. As Parsons gets towards the right wing. Lefty shot, and that one misses wide as it bounced off a miss, and it flies out of play with 2 minutes and 19 seconds left. And it was Gunnar Wolf Fontaine who took that shot from the right side. He's got 21 goals, which ranks second on the Cyclones. So Utah's power play goal was scored by Evan Friesen, 14:41 in. It was his 19th of the year. Danny Genev picks up his 18th power play assist of the season, and Aiden Hansen-Bukata picks up his 17th power play assist of the year. Time of Friesen's goal is 14:41 in. I don't know if they're handing out $5 tickets before the game, but the place looks like it's packed at Heritage Bank Center, as they've seen a good first period by the Grizzlies. There's about 2:10 on the moving clock in the first period. As the Grizzlies, Aiden Hansen-Bukata gets it ahead. As puck goes tape to tape. Now down the middle of the ice, Mike Gillette fires towards the net, and it's blocked as Gillette gets pushed by Rhett Parsons. As Yevdokimov skates around Cincinnati's net, trying to shovel it back towards Mike Gillette. And Gillette just couldn't accept the puck as he was being occupied by Cincinnati. As crossing center ice and dumping it in is Justin Vive, the 36-year-old. He's been Cincinnati's captain for a long time. Cyclones over towards the left corner. Now they skate to the point and drop it back to a spot that was vacated as Hansen-Bukata pushes the Cyclone. Cincinnati gets it back up top. As the Cyclones dangle back and forth, Nick Riom, he'll move it towards the left wing. Lefty shot, saved by Miska. Action in front of the crease. Miska hanging out, and the puck will slide towards the end wall. And Mike Gillette will ice it all the way down as the arm is raised by the linesman. As Cincinnati had a close call out in front of their crease. Boy, just a loose puck with about 5 or 6 bodies in front of the crease. Then the puck kind of slid wide off a stick, and Mike Gillette was able to clear it out. So draws give me in the Grizzlies zone. Cincinnati's up to 9 shots, and the Grizzlies have 7. As the left wing, which is kind of a scramble play in front. Miska didn't have it covered up as a backhand shot was taken by Jordan Kaplan. He picked up the lone penalty of the game, and then it trickled wide, and Mike Gillette got the loose puck, and he fired it all the way back towards Cincinnati ice. So John Gillette will take the draw against Liam Kidney, who's in his second pro game. Cincinnati gets it, right point. Righty shot goes wide. Cyclones back towards the right point as Riom slides it across almost in a defensive position there at the point as John Gillette delivers a hit. Now Cincinnati fires it wide. Loose puck towards right corner. Cyclones get their stride ahead of Utah. As Utah pins Cincinnati to the boards, there's less than a minute left in the first period. Grizzlies lead 1-0 on goal, or lead 2-0 on goals from Lebster and Friesen. Now the puck is cleared all the way around the far wing boards, and Cincinnati will play deep in their own zone. Grizzlies are able to make a line change. 35 seconds left in the first period. Friesen on the back check took it away. He's already got 1 goal and 1 assist tonight. Friesen is a +1 and has 1 shot. Cincinnati out towards center ice. They'll step over the offensive blue and get it across. Cyclones trying to spin it ahead, but offside as a call as the puck ended up back at neutral ice. As trying to accept the puck was Ryan Kerwin, the 6'2", 216-pound forward. He's the guy that played at Penn State for 3 years and was a teammate with Danny Genev and the Grattan brothers. Last year, he dominated at Arizona State University. He's wearing number 45. He's on a line tonight with Sam Stevens and Nick Rayomme. As a draw won by Utah. As Grizzlies moving out to center ice, 15 seconds left in the period. Cincinnati strides after it, and icing is on the Grizzlies with 12.2 seconds left in the first. So a good start for Utah. Seems like, we've been talking about many times really the difference between the Grizzlies on the road as opposed to being at home, as the Grizzlies have done a good job in the first periods on the road this season. For Utah, it's the 17th time on the road where they have scored first. Actually, it's the 19th time. 19 times out of 32 games, the Grizzlies have scored first on the road. As draw taken by Stevens, he wins it, but it goes between the Cincinnati defensemen. They hustle after it. 6 seconds left in the period. Cyclones deep in their own zone. Now a turnover. Grizzlies hang out at the right point. They fire lefty shot. Glove saved by Scarfoni, who slid well out of his crease towards his left to make the stop. And time runs out in the first period. And what a first 20 minutes it was for the Grizzlies. Reed Lebster got his team leading 29th of the year. 5:28 in with Tyler Grattan and Evan Friesen gained the assists. There was 1 penalty in the first period as Jordan Kaplan got a slashing minor. 14:19 in, and the Grizzlies capitalized 12 seconds. Actually, it was 22 seconds into the power play. Math is hard sometimes. Genev found Friesen out in front, and Friesen just kind of extended his stick. Genev hit Friesen's stick, and the puck just kind of wobbled Past Garfoni and into the back of the net. Genev and Hanson Bukati each picked up an assist, and that's certainly something they've done often this season on Utah power plays. Well, we mentioned special teams could play a factor tonight as Cincinnati has really struggled on the penalty kill all year, and the Grizzlies made me look like a genius there in the first period as they capitalized 22 seconds into their only power play of the first period. We'll come back and talk some hockey, and we'll also go over some scores across the National Hockey League and the league the Grizzlies call home as Utah has a 2-0 lead after one period. You're listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
We're 20, and yeah, we're celebrating big. Because in 20 years, we didn't just make the gear. We made hockey cooler. They said we were too loud, too flashy, too different. They told us to tone it down. The Warriors don't tone it down. We go full throttle. And this is just the start. 20 years in and we're just getting warmed up. We're still the brand that makes the gear you can win in, chirping, and partying. And if you thought we were bold before, just wait. The next 20 years start now.
Tonight's game is brought to you by the ECHL, celebrating its 38th season of affordable family entertainment. The ECHL would like to thank everyone in attendance for your support of ECHL hockey. The ECHL would also like to recognize the following league sponsors: AMI Graphics, exclusive signage provider; Athletic Knit, official jersey supplier; Baron Rings, official championship ring supplier; BFL Canada Insurance and Sutton Special Risk, sponsors of the 2026 ECHL Hall of Fame induction ceremony; Dash, official mobile auction platform; The Fairley Group, official commercial insurance provider; Flow Sports, exclusive streaming provider; Hotel Planner, official hotel reservations partner; Howie's Hockey Tape, exclusive hockey tape and lace provider; In Glasgow, exclusive puck provider; Prolific One, exclusive secondary ticketing partner; and Warrior, exclusive on-ice equipment provider and title sponsor of the 2026 ECHL All-Star Classic. Catch all of the ECHL action live in high definition by logging on to flowhockey.tv.
After one period over at Heritage Bank Center, Utah leads 2-0. The MC in Cincinnati looks like Kenny G. It looks like they've got a dog race going on, and it's going to get underway over in Cincinnati. This is one of those road trips I certainly wish I could find a way to be at. Cincinnati's one of my favorite places in all of America. And the location of the arena in Cincinnati is absolutely perfect because it's right next to Great American Ballpark, where the Cincinnati Reds call home, and just 2 blocks away is where the Cincinnati Bengals play. So it is a dog race, and it looks like one dog has already won. There's a few dogs that have absolutely no clue where they're going. And so I'm pretty sure the dogs are pretty thrilled about running on a sheet of ice. They'd probably like something a little bit warmer to run on, but nevertheless, the dog race looked like it went by pretty quickly, and they're still trying to retrieve the dogs around the ice. Pretty good first period for the Grizzlies. They lead 2-0. There was a bit of a scramble play out in front. Lebster took a shot and it was blocked, and then Lebster got it back. It looked like Friesen and a Cyclone were trying to go after it, but they gave the goal to Reed Lebster. 5:28 into the first period with Tyler Gratton and Evan Friesen getting the assist. Looked like, after Lebster took the shot, it might have ricocheted off a Cyclone and into the back of their own net. And we saw one of those late in the second period last night, which turned out to be Dylan Gratton's first pro goal. I had a feeling Lebster was due for a big goal at some point. He had kind of been stuck at 28 for a few games. Lebster with his team leading 29th of the year, which ranks second in the league. Tyler Gratton, who had 2 assists last night, picked up, I believe, the main assist. And then Evan Friesen with the other assist. For Gratton, it's his 21st helper of the year. And for Friesen, it's his 15th. And Utah took a 1-0 lead, 5:28 into the first. And 15 of Utah's 20 victories this season have come when they have scored the first goal. Utah got a power play as Jordan Kaplan got a slashing minor 14-19 in. And 22 seconds into the power play, Evan Friesen found the back of the net as he was just kind of hanging out in the middle of the ice. Danny Genev was in the right circle. Genev with a perfect pass to the stick of Friesen. Friesen just kind of had his stick extended, and Genev found the tape of Friesen and then just kind of took the upward trajectory and went past Tommy Scarfoni, the Cincinnati goaltender. And for Friesen, he now has 3 power play goals in his last 5 games, and he picks up his 19th goal of the year. He now has a goal in back-to-back games. Genev and Hanson Bukata with the assists. If you're talking about the Grizzlies' power play, which is in the top 6 in this league, a big part of that's been Genev and Hanson Bukata. All year, it just seems like they're racking up power play assists in bunches, as Genev now has 18 power play assists on the year, and he is second among all league rookies with 20 power play points. And for Hanson Bukata, that's his 17th power play assists of the season. So 17 of Hanson Bukata's 31 assists of the year have come on Utah's power plays. And with Cincinnati's penalty kill coming into play tonight at just 72.2%. Remember, this is a bit of a large sample size as Cincinnati's in their 54th game of the year. I got to imagine that the Grizzlies want things to be called a little bit tight here tonight. You know, get as many power plays as you can to try to take advantage of what is a weak spot on the Cincinnati club. Of the 7 shots Utah had in the first period, Reed Lepster had 4, Friesen with 1 goal and 1 shot, Riley Connors with 1 shot, and the captain Tyler Granton also had 1 shot. This is the kind of period where Utah's best players have stepped forward, and they've been Utah's best players. Obviously, guys like Lepster and Friesen all over the scoring sheet. Friesen already with a multiple-point game with 1 goal and 1 assist. Last night, Tyler Granton picked up his 9th multiple-point game of the season. And for Evan Friesen, tonight is his 6th multiple-point game of the year. If you look at the ECHL box score, it says that the Grizzlies have 18 skaters out there, but Utah mixed and matched the forward lines throughout the first period, and we believe that Stepan Timofeyev, who we did not see out there, was a late scratch for the Grizzlies. So we do believe that Utah is rolling with 17 skaters. I can say that we saw all the other 17, but we didn't see Timofeyev out there, so he must have been a late scratch for the Grizzlies this evening. For Cincinnati and their 10 shots, it looks like Gunnar Wolf Fontaine had 2 shots. He's got an AHL contract with the Toronto Marlies. Ryan Kerwin has 2 shots. Kerwin outshot Genev 2-0 in the first period. Kerwin has 16 shots in his last 2 games, and Kerwin just passed Genev for the league lead in shots on goal. Kerwin now has 228, and Genev is 225. For Hunter Miska, he played a solid first period. He stopped all 10 he saw in the frame. So a bit of a filling out process early on as the Grizzlies and Cyclones aren't really familiar with each other. Utah's 2-5 against Cincinnati, but unfortunately from the Grizzlies' perspective, Cincinnati had won 5 straight. When we come back, we'll go over some other scores across the league, and we'll also check in on the handful of NHL games tonight. The Utah Mammoth get a new defenseman as Mackenzie Weegar is making his Mammoth debut as he was acquired in a trade with the Calgary Flames. Mikhail Sergachev, though, was a late scratch. We'll check in on that game as professional teams in the state of Utah are looking for 4 standings points in Ohio, as the Mammoth are over in Columbus and the Grizzlies are in Cincinnati, which is right next to the border of Ohio and Kentucky. You're listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
After one period, Utah leads 2-0 on goals from Reed Lepster and Evan Friesen. Allen has scored 2 quick goals against Tulsa. Tulsa has won 5 of their last 10 games. They've been a pretty hot club as of late. Allen got goals 48 seconds apart from Braden Simmons-Fisher and Michael Gildon. So Allen has a quick 2-0 lead 5 minutes in over at Credit Union of Texas Event Center. They're taking on the Tulsa Oilers, who are the Grizzlies' opponent for a 3-game series next week at Maverick Center. Early second period, Jeff Carr's Norfolk Admirals lead Idaho 1-0 as Crane scored 4:14 into the first for the Admirals. Norfolk has taken 17 shots, and the Steelheads have only 5. That game is early in the second period. Admirals lead the Steelheads 1-0. Halfway through the second period, Tahoe on the road has a 2-1 lead over the Kansas City Mavericks. Anthony Collins and Stewart have the Tahoe goals, and Bobo Carpenter has the tally for Kansas City. Halfway through the second period, Indy has a 1-0 lead over Wichita. Last night it was Wichita that won 1-0, and right now Indy has a 1-goal lead halfway through the second period. Also halfway through the second, Reading and Greensboro are tied at 1. No score over at Hertz Arena as they're halfway through the second period. Orlando and Florida. Florida's outshot Orlando 21-10. Jacksonville gets a 6-3 victory as that game has gone final over Kalamazoo as Cockrell scored 2 goals for the Icemen. And Jacksonville comes away with a 3-goal victory, 6-3 over Kalamazoo. And Trois-Rivières gets a 6-4 victory over the Worcester Railers as Trois-Rivières got goals from 5 different players. So that's the action across this league. Let's go over scores across the National Hockey League and check in on those who are living the dream. The Tampa Bay Lightning have a 4-1 lead over the Toronto Maple Leafs. That game is just getting underway in the second period as Matias Michelli had the lone goal for Toronto, the former Utah Hockey Club forward. Goals by 4 different Tampa Bay Lightning skaters, but for me, the biggest story in that game was Charles-Edouard Dastu, the Grizzlies legend. He got in a fight with Max Domi, 12-14 into the first period. And after the game, I got to find footage in that fight to see if Dastu got the better of Domi, or maybe it was the other way around. We're not sure, but Dastu's in there for the Tampa Bay Lightning, the Grizzlies legend, and he got in a fight with Max Domi halfway through the first period. Other action across the National Hockey League. In the state of Ohio, the Utah Mammoth and Columbus Blue Jackets are doing battle. There's 11 minutes left in the second period, and that game is tied at 1. Michael Carconi scored his 13th of the year, 7:25 into the first, with Kevin Stenlin and Alex Kerfoot getting the assists. 19:25 into the first, the Blue Jackets tied it up as Damon Severson scored his 5th of the year with Coyle, and Olivier gained the assists. Not many shots in the game so far, as Mammoth have 12 shots and the Blue Jackets have 9. That game played just a couple hours away from where the Grizzlies are doing battle, as they are tied at 1 with 11:39 left in the second. The big story, Mackenzie Weegar is making his Mammoth debut. He was just acquired in a trade with the Calgary Flames, although Mikhail Sergachev is a scratch in the Utah lineup tonight, as he was replaced by Nick DeSimone. Karel Vejmelka is getting the start in net for Utah, and he has saved 8 of 9. Other action across the National Hockey League, Flyers and Penguins are currently in overtime, tied at 3. There's 2 minutes left in the extra session. That game is tied at 3 in the Battle of Pennsylvania between the Flyers and Penguins. Halfway through the second period, Canucks have a 1-0 lead over the Jets. 13 minutes left in the second. Canadians and Kings are tied at 1. Getting underway at 8 o'clock, the Hurricanes are at the Flames. That should be the debut for Ole Mata in a Calgary uniform. Islanders are at the Sharks. Senators are at the Kraken. As Ottawa, they're in prime position to try to get a playoff spot. They've got a record of 30, 22-9. Finals in the NHL, Bruins defeat the Capitals 3-1. Devils get a 6-3 victory over the Rangers, as the Devils had a really strong third period, as they scored 3 unanswered, including 2 goals by Jack Hughes, as he scored his 14th and 15th goals of the season. In fact, Hughes ended up with a hat trick as he scored 3 goals. Goals 13, 14, and 15 on the season. And the Buffalo Sabres get a 3-2 victory over the Nashville Predators. And how about the Buffalo Sabres? They are the surprise of the league as they get goals from 3 different forwards, and they defeat Nashville by a 3-2 score. The Grizzlies NHL affiliate, the Colorado Avalanche, are off tonight. They will be next in action tomorrow afternoon in a potential Western Conference playoff preview as the Avalanche host the Minnesota Wild. That game is at 12 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Avalanche are at home tomorrow, and they've got a record of 42, 10, and 9. And Minnesota has a record of 37, 16, and 10. And both the Wild and Avalanche were buyers at the trade deadline. And so you're talking about an interesting matchup there. Minnesota's 8-2 in their last 10 games, and the Avalanche are 7-3 in their last 10. So you're talking about a heavyweight bout in the Western Conference tomorrow afternoon at noon between the Wild and Avalanche. When we come back, we'll inch closer to second period action as the Grizzlies had a pretty strong first period. They were outshot 10-7, but they got first period goals from Reed Webster and Evan Friesen. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Grisby commutes to work by riding UTA. It gives him time to make friends and relax before arriving to the Maverick Center. But how can Grisby keep enjoying that feeling throughout the entire day? An idea! Utah Transit Authority, proud sponsors of the Utah Grizzlies.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
Second period action will begin shortly, and seeing that Skyline Chili commercial on Flow Sports. Boy, can we find a way to get Skyline Chili out here in the Salt Lake Valley? I don't know if they have any other locations outside of the Queen City over there in Cincinnati. It does look like it's pretty good. I think if you put enough cheese on something, anything's going to taste great. That actually looks like we're pretty close to second period action as both teams are on the ice. Hunter Miska was strong in net in the first period as he stopped 10 of 10. Last night, Kyle Kaiser was solid, keeping the Grizzlies in it throughout as he saved 31 of 34. Grizzlies in the second period will skate from left to right as we attempt to see the game on Flow Sports. We do ask for a little bit of patience as, unfortunately, we are at the mercy of the one video feed, which is really a one-camera setup, and we just hope that the camera operators know what they're doing. As we believe Stepan Timofeyev was a late scratch, so Utah is going with 11 forwards and 6 defensemen. Utah is kind of mixing and matching the forward combinations quite a bit. There's Gunnar Wolf Fontaine if you're watching on Flow Sports, and that's one of the best names in all of sports. If you walk into a job interview and you say, "Hi, I'm Gunnar Wolf Fontaine," you instantly put together a pretty strong first impression because everybody's going to look around and go, "That's a hell of a name right there." As Manning will take the tries out there with Barbashev and Danny Genev, and Utah wins the draw. Genev will slice it into the right corner. As puck off of end stick. Now Manning will slide it toward Genev. Left wing, he'll take a lefty shot. That one's blocked away by Tommy Scarfoni, who's got an ECHL contract with Cincinnati, the Montreal native, first-year pro. Cyclones dumping into the right corner as Manning raised his right arm. No penalty on the play. And puck is slid back towards Tommy Scarfoni as it kind of wobbles around the ice. Scarfoni drops it and keeps the play alive. Now there's a turnover. Genev cires out in front. Shot to score! Genev to Manning to the back of the net. And Utah extends the lead 37 seconds into the second period. What a great crafty pass by Genev, who skated around Cincinnati's net. Got it in front to Manning. As Genev found Manning cutting towards the net. Beautiful pass out in front of the crease, as Genev had to get the puck through a couple of extended Cincinnati sticks. So Genev put the pass right on the money for Luke Manning, as Manning gets his 6th goal of the year. And for Genev, that's another multiple-point game as he now has 2 assists as he gets his 37th assist of the year. And he's the Rookie of the Year candidate for a reason. In fact, he's the Rookie of the Year favorite, and he should win the award this season. No doubt about it. Grizzlies have it at neutral ice, and they fire it back in. So Grizzlies have goals from Lebster, Friesen, and a second period tally from Luke Manning, 37 seconds in. We know Genev's going to get the main assist. Not sure about the secondary assist, as Barbashev was out on the ice with them and a couple defensemen. As the puck slides towards Cincinnati, they get up top left wing. Lefty shot, kick saved by Miska. As Miska now closed the door near side, he loses his stick and he gets it back. As the Cyclones back towards the left wing, they feed it up top, high slot. Lefty shot is blocked. Unfortunately, the Cyclones' jersey numbers just don't pop off on the screen. We'll try to identify players the best we can with what we're given. Out towards the left wing, lefty shot is sticked away and it flies out of play as we get a whistle with 18:33 left in the first. As in the area of that shot was Sam Stevens, who's got 11 goals and 24 assists this season. Stevens has a plus-minus rating of plus 11, which certainly stands out as it's really not a whole lot of positives in the plus-minus category for the Cyclones this year. So it's 3-0 Utah, 3 goals on just 9 shots. Manning with the goal right now, Genev with the lone assist, 37 seconds into the second period. As Grizzlies been disciplined to stay out of the penalty box. A lot of similarities between these clubs, and one of them is both teams have a good power play unit. Utah skates in, backhand shot, and a save by Scarfoni, as I believe that was Luke Manning that cut in, as I think he was out there with Colella and Genev, and Scarfoni made a big save to keep it a 3-0 game. But the Grizzlies are utilizing their speed, and when they can get out in open ice, and if they find teams that aren't necessarily disciplined defensively to stay back, if the Grizzlies get those odd man breaks, especially when Genev's on the ice, boy, great things can happen for Utah. As Riley Connors will take the draw against the other number 12, Liam Kidney. Now Kidney's kicked out of the faceoff circle, and taking the draw is Luke Granger, who's got 12 goals in 49 games. Granger, a native of Montreal. He's got an AHL contract with the Toronto Marlies. Cincinnati will backhand it in, as the Cyclones are affiliated with the Toronto Maple Leafs and Toronto Marlies. Grizzlies affiliated with the Colorado Avalanche and Colorado Eagles. As Cincinnati backhands it towards the left corner, as Andrew Noel, the former Cyclone, battles. Now Utah comes out with a puck. Grizzlies slide it towards center. As the puck saucers towards the near wing boards, Utah couldn't reach it as Cincinnati comes up with the puck. As the Cyclones chip it towards their right. Shots are pretty close to even, but the Grizzlies have 3 on the board. Cincinnati skates towards the right wing, looking for a centering pass. It's picked off. Genev will clear it towards the Cincinnati line and beyond as a Cyclone runs it down. You have Dokimov on the back check. He's out there with John Gillette. Puck is sliced towards the left wing as Gabriel Bernier will fire it in. But play stops. Either the puck went out of play or Cincinnati gets called for icing as they're 17:25. That's the time remaining in the second period. You had mentioned the Grizzlies and their discipline in staying out of the penalty box. They haven't taken a penalty as of yet, and the Grizzlies have the 5th fewest amount of penalty minutes per game in the league. Like last year, the Grizzlies were disciplined in staying out of the box, and this year, the Grizzlies once again have been a team that has not taken a lot of bad penalties. Cincinnati fires it in as Miska raises his right arm, and the linesman, who last names Tyler Willie and O.D. Nelson. The linesmen's last names are Willie and Nelson, and I'm not entirely sure that they're not like a late night act at some karaoke bar where they're singing Willie Nelson songs, but nevertheless, that's the linesman here tonight. John Gillette will take the draw. He's got 10 goals, and he's been solid in his first pro season. And it's been great having him reunite with his brother Mike over with the Grizzlies. Utah has 2 pairs of brothers on the club this season, the Gillette brothers as well as the Grattons, Tyler and Dylan. As Cincinnati 2-on-2 steps over the offensive line, they drop it to the right circle. Lefty shot's blocked. Now the puck over Miska's head as the puck glides along the left wing boards. Now across Cincinnati outside the right circle, lefty shot. And that one misses as racing across center ice like a blur is Mike Gillette. He fires it in. Grizzlies make a line change. Gillette it looked like he tried to light up Cincinnati, but got more boards than he got Cyclone. As Grizzlies back in their own zone, as Salem pushed it ahead to north-south feed. It goes all the way down. Not sure if anybody was on the other side of it, but play stops as Grizzlies are either called for offside or the puck ended up out of play. So 16:36 left in the second period. And the Grizzlies have played some good hockey tonight. Thought last night, for the most part, Grizzlies played pretty well. Utah coming into play tonight and had a little bit of an offensive skid with 4 goals in 3 games. But Utah with 3 here tonight. We know the Grizzlies can score them in bunches. They average more than 4 goals per game in the month of February. Cincinnati fires it in. Salem strides after it. Cincinnati closes the gap. Dylan Gratton in the area. It looked like it was Marco Sikic, number 19, out there battling with Salem. Now high slot, righty shot. That one's blocked away. Salem in the area along with Riley Connors. Now right side, Cincinnati fires a lefty shot. Saved by Miska as he collects it in the breadbasket with 16:12 left in the second. Draws going to be in the Grizzlies zone as the Grizzlies still lead 3-0. As Riley Connors skates towards the bench, he's the reigning league rookie of the month. And if you missed last night's game, he was the first Grizzly to be named Rookie of the Month since Brandon Cutler won the award back in November of 2021. Some pretty good names that have been selected as Rookie of the Months in the league. As Grizzlies, we'll go over the list a little bit later. Right wing, lefty shot saved by Miska. As puck is cleared towards the near wing, Grizzlies chase after it. As Utah rolling with 11 forwards and 6 defensemen tonight, Andrew Noel will lunge the puck forward as the puck got some serious air under it. Now out towards center ice. Puck is chipped. Camera operator has absolutely no clue where the puck is. It's back in the Cyclone zone. And if he has no clue where the puck is, guess we're all kind of in trouble there. As Miska around his net towards the corner. Noel in the area. He gets pushed in the back and he gets sandwiched by 2 Cyclones. Boilar in the area and is hacking away with Boilar is Nick Rayom, who's got 100 penalty minutes on the season. Back up top, Cyclones move it from the right side to the left as they get towards the left goal line. Cincinnati around the net. I believe that's Sam Stevens, who has a point in 6 straight games. He has a trickle off his stick as he collides with Noel. As Friesen slides it from one corner to the other as Boilar couldn't reach it with his stick. Boilar sporting a legendary beard. Gratton up ahead towards Friesen, who crosses center ice over to Lepster on the right wing. Lepster over the offense line, gets it back to Friesen, right goal line. Lefty shot. And a save by Scarfoni. And then something kind of flipped. I'm not sure what that was. It kind of flipped in the air behind Cincinnati's net. As Cyclones pick up a penalty. We talked about, and we just mentioned how Nick Rayom has 100 penalty minutes on the season. Well, make it 102 as he's going to the box for 2 minutes. And the Grizzlies will get their second power play of the game. 15 minutes and 1 second are left in the second period, and it's been all Grizzlies so far. First of 2 in the weekend. Utah 1 for 1 on the power play. It's their second power play of the night. As Tyler Gratton's going to take the draw. We believe he's out there with Friesen, Lepster, as well as Hansen Bukata and Geneva. We believe that's a party of 5 as we're seeing a wide shot. Actually, Connor's out there. It's not any of those 5 guys. Grizzlies had the puck down the middle of the ice. Shot, that's blocked as Geneva took the shot. As Manning's wearing an A on his sweater now down the middle of the ice. High slot, Salem fires a shot, and that's blocked away by Scarfoni. And the Cyclones clear it out. So it's the other power play unit that's on the ice. Manning's out there. Salem, Barbashev, Riley Connors. As Grizzlies out towards center ice, Manning trying to move it towards his left for Barbashev. Cincinnati clears back to the Utah line. John Gillette is out there as well. As Gillette crosses center ice, he'll nudge it to his left. Grizzlies over the offensive line. Barbashev in the area. Now Cincinnati clears it back out. Miska behind his net. He's a good puck handler. Gets it towards Connors on the near side. Grizzlies skate from left to right here in the period. 1:10 on a moving clock in the power play. Grizzlies up 3-0. Gratton drops it for Hansen Buchanan as the Grizzlies switched out skaters. And now Manning's coming off. He's replaced by Geneva. Connors skates around Cincinnati's net. Gets it to Geneva, right wing. Geneva fires lefty shot. And that one goes high and out of play as it ricochets off the glass and off the protective netting. As Scarfoni just kind of lunged a little bit towards the front of the crease. He's not a big goalie at 6 feet and 174 pounds. Geneva tried to roof it over him, but got a little bit too much air under it. So offensive zone draw for the Grizzlies. 55 seconds left in the power play and 13:56 left in the second period. Friesen will take the draw. He looks behind towards Hansen Bukata. As drawn one by the Grizzlies. As Hansen Bukata gets it towards Geneva. as he slides it back towards Hanson Mukata. Over to Genev. Cross-ice feed to the left side. Righty shot. Saved by Scarfoni. Rebound goes to Utah. Lebster over to Hanson Mukata. Right wing feed toward Genev. Back up top as it goes to the left point for Lebster. He slides back to Hanson Mukata, who gets to Genev, who slides to the middle of the ice. Friesen back in shot. Save. Rebound shot. Saved by Scarfoni. And he holds on with 29 seconds left in the power play. Looked like Friesen tried a backhand shot. Got it back, and then he fired towards Scarfoni, who made the second stave. And he held on with 13:30 left in the second. 29 seconds left in the power play, and it looks like Cincinnati switched up skaters. Grizzlies are going to keep the same 5 on the ice. As Friesen will take the draw. He's already got a multiple-point game with 1 goal and 1 assist. Cincinnati wins the face-off as Rhett Parsons, he'll fire it all the way across ice as Miska plays behind his net. We mentioned Parsons' name quite a bit, possibly because he's got a single-digit jersey, and it's easier to spot than the other uniform Cincinnati's wearing tonight. Lebster skates towards the left corner. Now he drops back off. Hanson Mukata back to Lebster. He's in the left circle, looking for a shooting angle. He fires righty shot and goes wide. Power play's about over as Genev skates towards the right corner. Coming out of the box is Sam Stevens. Hanson Mukata, he fires towards the net, and heavens knows where that one ended up. Actually, it was Rayom coming out of the box. As they showed him, spotlighted him for a good 3 seconds, didn't know where the Hanson Mukata shot went. As Cincinnati crosses center ice, steps over the offensive line, now down the middle, as Utah takes it away. Boy, the Grizzlies have an extra bounce to their step here tonight. They played some great hockey in the first 28 minutes of play. As Vive, left wing, he fires lefty shot, glove saved by Miska, and he holds on. Justin Vive just recently became the Cincinnati Cyclones' all-time leading scorer. Utah leads 3-0 with first period goals from Lebster and Friesen and a second period goal from Luke Manning. Utah 3, Cincinnati 0. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
We're 20, and yeah, we're celebrating big. Because in 20 years, we didn't just make the gear. We made hockey cooler. They said we were too loud, too flashy, too different. They told us to tone it down. The Warriors don't tone it down. We go full throttle. And this is just the start. 20 years in, and we're just getting warmed up. We're still the brand that makes the gear you can win in, chirping, partying. And if you thought we were bold before, just wait. The next 20 years start now.
12 minutes and 31 seconds are left in the second period. Utah leads 3-0. Evan Friesen has 1 goal and 1 assist as he picked up his 6th multiple-point game of the year. Danny Genev with 2 assists as he now has 15 multiple-point games on the season. As they show Portillo on the Cincinnati bench, as Justin Portillo has 2 points in 37 games this year. Grizzlies in their own zone, skating from left to right. They win the faceoff. Andrew Noel rolls along the boards. Grizzlies utilizing their speed and playmaking ability tonight as they step over the offensive line. Angle right. Barbashev trying to center it, but it's wide of the mark as he was looking for Luke Manning, as Manning was about 15 feet in front of the crease. Cincinnati back deep in their own zone as the Cyclones will whip one angle left. It goes over Barbashev's head as he was trying to glove it. Cincinnati down the middle of the ice. Boilard delivers a push up high. Cincinnati hoping for a call, but none to be had. Grizzlies back towards Barbashev. He's in the near side. Shoulder fakes, now gets to the middle of the ice for Hanson Mukata. Or make that Mikey Colella. Colella dumps it in as he collides with the Cyclone as Utah's rolling with 17 skaters tonight. As it appears that Timofeyev was a late scratch. Cincinnati crosses center ice. Grizzlies back defensively. Cyclones over the line as they slither their way around a couple Grizzlies. As the Cyclones roll it back behind Utah's net. The guy that rolled it behind the net was Aaron Bollinger. Bollinger has 2 goals and 16 assists and a +3 rating this season. As Grizzlies get it in, Cincinnati skates around their net. Now they stop on a dime and push it to their right. Cyclones rink wide feed, angle left, goes tape to tape. Cyclones skate in, left wing, righty shot, kick saved by Miska. And the Cyclones forward that took the shot had their stick break as their equipment let them down, just as Hanson Mukata's stick let him down with half a minute to go last night as he was firing a one-timer from the high slot. Cincinnati crosses center ice. Now they step over the offensive line and whip it around the boards. Less than 11 minutes are left in the second period as Utah leads 3-0. Mike Gillette across center ice. Veers to his left. He's in the offensive zone as he gets back checked and divorced from the puck. Cincinnati comes back the other way, 2-on-1. Cyclone skate towards the right wing. Righty shot. Glove save by Miska. And he holds on as Hunter Miska just denied Cincinnati, and it looked like that was Jackson Murray who took the shot from the right wing. Murray can't believe it, as he's got 1 goal in 5 games, sporting an early 2000s kind of a soul patch that Billy Koch used to wear, the former Toronto Blue Jays and Oakland A's closer, as Murray was robbed by Hunter Miska on a 2-on-1. So faceoffs can be over in the right circle. 10:41's left in the second. Cincinnati's up to 17 shots, and the Grizzlies have 16. So a ton of shots here in the second period on both clubs. As Utah spins it out to center ice, puck off a stick, and taking us Riley Connors, right wing, he fires righty shot, and it goes wide as Scarfoni tried to glove it with his left hand, but it went over his head as the Cyclones race out to center ice. Cincinnati dumps it in. I believe that was number 12, Liam Kidney, that dumped it in. Grizzlies get it ahead as Colella drifts it towards Genev, 2-on-2. Genev over the line. He backhands it deeper into the Cyclone zone off the backboard. As Colby ends right side, he fires towards the net, saved by Scarfoni. Connors trying to get the rebound, but there was none to be had as Scarfoni covered up. He stops play with 10 minutes and 6 seconds left in the second. So the shot count in the first period was Cyclones 10, Grizzlies 7. So far in the second period, Grizzlies have 9 shots and the Cyclones have 7, and that might have been the 10th shot in the second period. As the puck just rolled towards Scarfoni. Tommy's his first name, and he was a college teammate at RIT with Aiden Hans-Bukata for 3 seasons. I think there's also an Ohio State teammate on the Cincinnati lineup that was a teammate with Aiden Hans-Bukata last season. As Draws gave me in the Cyclone zone over in the right circle. As we're getting to know the Cincinnati Cyclones here tonight, the club, the Grizzlies, face periodically. It's the 8th all-time meeting between the clubs. Grizzlies get it as Lepster throws into the right corner. Action in the Cincinnati zone as we pass the halfway point of this scheduled 60-minute affair. Utah got first period goals from Lepster and Friesen, a second period goal from Luke Manning. Friesen has 1 goal and 1 assist, and Danny Genev with 2 assists. As the Cyclones back deep in their own zone, as they skate from right to left in a red jersey with dark numbers. So it's tough to identify who's who on the Cincinnati side. Cyclones dump it in and chase after it as they get there beforehand to Bukata. As dancing around, Colby ends shadows a Cyclone skater. As Cincinnati back towards the right point as they drop it off. Connors in the area tried to one-hand it away. As the Cyclones get it back behind Utah's net, Tyler Grant delivers a poke check on Cincinnati and kind of holds them to the boards. Taking the puck as Hanson Bukata steps over the offensive line. He fires towards the net and it misses wide. It tapped off the glass. Grizzlies get it in the right wing. They feed it up top to Lepster, who directs it towards Grant, and trying to get back to Lepster to the middle of the ice. Puck goes back up top to Andrew Noel. Lepster fakes it to Blallard. Lepster skates in. Backhand shot. And actually dropped it back off to Noel. One-timer and his stick breaks. As he reenacted Aiden Hansen-Bukata's shot over last night. Half a minute left in regulation. Well, what's up with the equipment? A lot of sticks being broken on both sides here tonight. Cincinnati over the offense line. Grizzlies back defensively. Cincinnati rolls the puck along the boards. Foot race. Getting there first is Maxim Barbashev. He tapped it off the wall, but it's kept in by the Cyclones. Cincinnati back towards the right point as they slide it across. Left point, Cincinnati rolls along the boards. I believe that's the captain, Justin Vive. Actually, it's not Vive. It's Elijah Villio, number 33. He'll race back towards his own blue line as the puck is still in Grizzlies' ice. As now the puck up top and it goes out to Neutron. Danny Genev races after it, but a Cyclone got back defensively. As Genev delivers a hit, he takes the puck away, slides it towards the right circle. As Utah tried to one-hand it back to Genev. Puck around the boards. Luke Manning collides with a Cyclone over in the far corner as Manning takes it away. Luke Manning dancing back and forth. He skates towards his right, drops it for Salem. Lefty shot, saved by Scarfoni. Rebound to Cincinnati. Cyclones cross center ice as they skate over the offensive line. And taking the puck, number 45, is Ryan Kerwin, who's on the top line for Cincinnati, and he's been a force all year long. Also has 3 games of experience with the Toronto Marlies this season. Mike Gillette backhands into center ice as his brother John takes the puck, tries to throw it in, but Mike was already in the Cincinnati zone, so the Grizzlies are offside. That stops play with 7 minutes and 26 seconds left in the second period. Both teams are up to 17 shots, and the Grizzlies have scored the first 3 goals. Utah's 1 for 2 on the power play. Cincinnati is yet to go on the man advantage. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
7 minutes and 26 seconds are left in the second period, and the Grizzlies lead 3-0. Looks like an outstanding crowd at Heritage Bank Center. Looks like pretty close to a sellout. I don't see an empty seat. They're in the building. Not sure what the promotion is. Maybe everybody's just there to celebrate Justin Vive, who became the Cyclones' all-time leading scorer. Cincinnati gets out towards center ice, and they backhand it in. Miska's been in front of his net all game as he has stopped all 17 he has seen. As puck deep in the Grizzly zone, John Gillette gets it. Well, Utah's winning a lot of the 50-50 pucks here tonight. As Mike Gillette down to center ice, gets it poked away. Gillette gets it back, and he fires it in as he got hit by number 19, Marco Sikic, who's 6'3" and 200 pounds. Cincinnati will nudge it ahead, keeping it in. Left point's Hanson Bukata. He'll fire it in as they have Dokimov try to get it off the boards, but Cincinnati got there first. As the Cyclones try to pin it, but it ends held up a Cyclone. And now the puck goes back to Cincinnati. They're still deep in their own zone as both teams spread the ice. Cincinnati being challenged by Riley Connors. Turnover, it's brushed away by Scarfoni as Connors was chasing after a loose puck after a deflection. Grizzlies skate towards left corner. Lefty shot goes wide. Genev gets off the boards, throws it up top to Ends. Ends high slot. Lefty shot and a righty shot saved by Scarfoni. And he holds on as Connors was out in front of the net trying to redirect it as he was battling with Cincinnati's Jake Johnson. So there's 6:23 left in the second, and the Grizzlies are doing just about everything right so far. They're winning the 50-50 pucks along the boards. They're getting traffic out in front of Tommy Scarfoni. And at times we've seen the Grizzlies get really aggressive in challenging Cincinnati defensemen in their own zone, especially when Cincinnati's got the puck. Grizzlies have been the aggressor here so far tonight, as Connors will take the draw against Liam Kidney. Both guys were number 12 for their respective teams. Connors trying to throw it up top as he takes a spill. As Utah from the left wing fires it wide. That was Mikey Colella, who's got 1 goal this season. Colella played with 2 different colleges. Now Colella on the back check took it away. He slides it towards Genev, who's got 2 assists. Now Connors left point. He'll fire a righty shot. Saved by Scarfoni. And he holds on without a rebound as he claps the puck in the butterfly position. And after the whistle, Andrew Noel getting after it with a Cyclone. As Noel, obviously a teammate with most of those Cincinnati players. As Noel gets his helmet yanked off. As now Noel trying to break free. As he's got some words with Gabriel Bernier. And now Boilard's in a fight with Parsons. As Boilard delivers 3 lefts, now a right. Now Parsons goes to work with 2 roundhouses. As Boiler at center ice, now he connects on a right. Parsons with a strong right. Boiler with some body shots. Now he fires a right. And now it looks like Parsons trying to hug Boiler as they tie up. Now Parsons with a right off of Boiler's helmet. Now Boiler connects on 2, 3 big rights. And Boiler knocks down Parsons. Boy, Boiler's been in 5 fights as a Grizzly, and I believe he's won all 5. As he held strong and got the last 3 punches in on Rhett Parsons. Parsons and Boiler are each going to the box. As that fight was at neutral ice, and that was away from the action where Andrew Noel was tying it up with a couple different Cyclones. as Boilard tied up Parsons. Boilard is about as strong as any Grizzly enforcer I've seen since the days of Travis Howe and Tegan Zahn. As Boilard with a couple rights, Parsons got in a couple rights during this bout, and then Parsons knew he was in trouble. So he tried to hug it out with Boilard and hope the linesmen were stepping in. And then Boilard connected on 2 rights and then threw down Parsons to the ice. And the Grizzlies bench was fired up as they showed a shot on Flow Sports, and the Grizzlies bench was really living it up. And as I've said, that's the 5th fight that Boilard's been in as a Grizzly. And I think if I recall right, he's won all 5. His strength, and obviously it's tough to tell strength in a hockey jersey, as the defensive line of Andrew Noel and Mathieu Boilard are each sitting in the penalty box. Boilard, I believe his nickname is Chewy, as, like I said, he's been probably the best enforcer the Grizzlies have had since the days of Tegan Zahn and Travis Howe. We're certainly 2 of the big heavyweights in the league, and Boilard certainly can match them blow for blow. And Boilard, I take him just about over anybody in this league with what we have seen. So Noel, I think he's got some work to do with his helmet, so he's pointing and showing the linesman and referee, I got to get some work on my helmet. So he's going to hand it to DJ McFarland, the Grizzlies equipment manager. So I believe we're going to skate 5-on-5. As one of the referee signals, there's 2 referees tonight. Dylan Sater, that's Sater right there on Flow Sports wearing number 4. And Mitchell Hardy, that's the other referee. And obviously we mentioned the linesmen, Tyler Willie and Odine Nelson. So we got Willie and Nelson on the lines over in Cincinnati. So it looks like Noel is actually going to sit in the bench, and maybe they're working on his helmet. And I believe if Dylan Sater's signal was correct, we're going to skate 5-on-5. Action was in the Cincinnati zone. Is it going to be an offensive zone draw for the Grizzlies, or is it going to be at neutral ice? As everybody's kind of looking at the commotion that Andrew Noel had, actually it's going to be a neutral zone face-off near a dot just outside the Cincinnati blue line. And everybody's looking at that, and then Boilard that dropped the gloves with Rhett Parsons out at neutral ice, well away from where everybody else was hanging out. So Evan Friesen will take the drives out there with Gratton and Lebster. That's been a very strong forward line for the Grizzlies tonight. As draw won by Cincinnati. It's Utah 3, Cincinnati nothing. As there's 6 minutes left in the second period, Utah's outshot Cincinnati 19-17. Grizzlies with the puck as Gratton throws to Lebster on the right wing. Lebster gets it off the boards as he'll roll it along the wall. Friesen gets it in the left wing, throws up top to Dylan Gratton, but the puck goes back to neutral ice. Gratton will fire it in. And with Noel sitting on the bench and Boilard in the penalty box, Grizzlies might be down to 4 defensemen until they get Noel's helmet fixed. As Salem takes the puck, he's in the Grizzlies zone. He'll spin it along the board. Cyclones keep it in. Cincinnati and Utah, they've had some similarities statistically. Siren passes sticked away by Miska, as it looked like somebody for Cincinnati was trying to cut towards the net. And I think that was Ryan Kerwin, who's got 21 goals this season. Now the Cyclones get it back up top. Now they slide it towards the left point. Cyclones fire lefty shot, saved by Miska. And he will hold on, and after the whistle, it looked like Sam Stevens, the big 6'2" forward, got after it with Luke Salem. 5 minutes and 7 seconds are left in the second period, and the Grizzlies are playing some great hockey. It's Utah 3, Cincinnati nothing. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
Grisby commutes to work by riding UTA. It gives him time to make friends and relax before arriving to the Maverick Center. But how can Grisby keep enjoying that feeling throughout the entire day? An idea! Utah Transit Authority, proud sponsors of the Utah Grizzlies.
Late in the second period, and Utah leads 3-0. There's 5 minutes and 7 seconds. That's the time remaining. As the Grizzlies got first period goals from Reed Lebster, 5:28 in with Gratton and Friesen getting the assist. That's Tyler Gratton. And then Evan Friesen got a power play goal, 14:41 in with Geneva and Hanson Buchanan getting the assist. Utah led 2-0 after one period. Luke Manning scored a second period goal 37 seconds in with Geneva picking up the lone assist. As Utah's outshot Cincinnati 12-8 in the second period and 19-18 for the contest. As Utah's 1 for 2 on the power play, Cincinnati's yet to go on the man advantage. Cyclones right wing just outside the circle. Righty shot, blocker saved by Miska, and the puck flies out of play as now both teams are at 19 shots on goal. Matu Boilar got in a fight with Rhett Parsons 13:55 into the second as Boilar got the better of Parsons. That's Boilar's 5th fight in a Utah uniform, and as we can recall, he's won them all. As the drop is going to be in the Grizzlies zone as Vilio's out there for Cincinnati, and so is Gunnar Wolf Fontaine, who's got 17 goals and 17 assists in 53 games. He's got an AHL contract with Toronto as Grizzlies clear it out to center ice, and Cincinnati gets it back. As the Cyclones step over the offensive line, Grizzlies keep behind Miska's net as Enns gets pushed towards the boards and puck towards the far corner. Cincinnati rolls along the wall. Cyclones jersey number is a little bit tough to spot on this screen. Hanson Buchanan battling along with Manning as nearby Cincinnati continues their battle with Barbashev. Now taking the puck is Utah as Barbashev crosses center ice. Zips over the offensive line, stops on the right side, about halfway from the point to the corner. Tried to backhand to the middle of the ice, but nobody was there but a Cyclone. Cincinnati slides it towards the near side. It's picked off by John Gillette. Gillette races across center ice over the offensive line. Left wing will take a lefty shot. And a save by Scarfoni. He holds on with 4:03 left in the second. Ken Appleby is the backup goaltender for Cincinnati tonight. So good hustle by John Gillette. Once he got the puck, just raced towards his left and found a good shooting angle, but he was denied by Tommy Scarfoni. And there's an outstanding crowd in Cincinnati. I hardly see an empty seat along the lower bowl. It's one of the older venues in the league, but I believe, based on some of the photos I have seen, that they have done a lot of patching up, a lot of renovations over the last 5 or 6 years. I was actually in Cincinnati and at that building in early January of 2019. One of the best experiences of my life. I loved Cincinnati. In fact, I wish I'd do anything to be there this weekend. Cyclones moving out to center ice. Maybe just because the arena is right next to Great American Ballpark. As the Grizzlies ice the puck, the arm is raised by both linesmen, Willie and Nelson. And the draw is going to come back towards Hunter Miska late in the second period. Utah professional hockey teams are looking for 4 standings points tonight. Utah Mammoth are taking on the Columbus Blue Jackets, and after 2 periods, that game is tied at 2. So we'll go over that score and the story of that game, as well as other scores from around the NHL, as well as the league the Grizzlies call home. As draw won by Cincinnati, they're in the offensive zone. Right wing lefty shot misses. Now the Cyclones towards the corner as John Gillette gets the stick held up. As battle along the corner. Actually, it's Mike Gillette, John's older brother. They got his stick held up. As puck continues to be fought for. Now Cincinnati skates around Utah's net with the puck. They'll feed it up top. Right point. Cyclones drift the puck along the boards again as John Gillette gets it. Now he gets held up trying to get towards his brother Mike. Puck stayed with John. As Noel gets pinned to the boards, it appears that Noel didn't pick up a penalty. He originally was in the penalty box. They took the penalty away from Noel as everybody started to pay attention to the Boilar fight. Out to the right wing, Luke Salem enters. Right circle, will take a lefty shot, and that one's blocked by Cincinnati. The Cyclones back deep around their zone as they skate around Scarfoni's net. Less than 3 minutes left in the second period. Cincinnati over the offensive line as Luke Granger dumps it in. He's a native of Montreal, 5'10", 181 pounds. Puck up top, Cincinnati fires towards the net. And that one goes wide as a bit of a scramble play in the crease as Salem hit the ice. He gets back to his feet. Cyclones right wing, righty shot, saved by Miska. Now wraparound shot, saved by Miska again. Taking the puck is Connors. He'll back end head towards Geneva with Mikey Koala. And puck goes back towards Utah as one of the linesmen jumps out of the way as Geneva couldn't reach it. Now out at center ice, Mikey Koala gets it ahead to Geneva. As Geneva overskates the puck and goes back to center ice. Cincinnati crosses center. Villi over the offensive line, skates towards the left circle. Trying to skate in. Salem knifed it away. Backhand shot from the left side goes wide. Glove side on Miska. Both teams have 20 shots. There's about 2 minutes left in the second period. Loose puck towards the near wing boards. And on the back check, Cincinnati took it away from a Grizzly who was going after it. Cyclones have it back in their own zone. As a huge crowd, as a big-time cross-check to the back. No call. Right side lefty shot, and that's blocked by Miska. And I can't believe that cross-check to the middle of the ice keeps us skating 5-on-5. But nevertheless, Cyclones look to center to ricochets off of Miska as Gratton gets the puck. Tyler, that is, the older of the two Gratton brothers. As Friesen trying to get it back to Gratton at the Cincinnati line. Puck goes back to the Cyclones. Evan Friesen, he gets sandwiched towards the boards. Cincinnati crosses center ice. They'll whip it around the wall as Miska looks over his right shoulder, now his left. As the Cyclones get it back up top. Cincinnati will direct it towards the left wing. Left point, lefty shot. Glove saved by Miska. And after the whistle, some real pushing and shoving. And I'm not sure if that was the guy that delivered the strong cross-check at center ice. And I'm very surprised. And it was away from the play as well. Very, very surprised there wasn't a penalty. And it might have been Riom that was the one that threw that. And I think the Grizzlies, after the whistle, are trying to confront him. As Riom, I don't know if it was him to deliver the cross-check as he gets a stick back from a Grizzly. And I think after the whistle, Utah's staring him down pretty good. I highly doubt they're going to show the cross-check on replay. Maybe they are. No, it's actually something else they're going to show. They're going to show a hit delivered on a Grizzly. That's not what we're talking about at all. There was a strong cross-check to the back as a Grizzly went down. Luckily, it looked like that Grizzly player got back to his feet. But that's, I believe, what caused the commotion with the Grizzlies and why they wanted to go after Nick Riom after the whistle. So the draw is going to be in the Grizzlies zone. It's won by Utah. There's about a minute left in the second period. Tyler Gratton will float it forward towards the Cincinnati line as he trying to get to Friesen. Lepser in the area as well. Utah will drive the puck in. Scarfoni plays it behind his net. Less than a minute left in the second period. Grizzlies lead 3-0 as they scored 2 in the first period and 1 in the second. Cyclones over the offensive line, but the Eagle Eye linesmen Willie and Nelson call him for offside. So the draw is going to come back to neutral ice. Cincinnati's Gunnar Wolf-Fontaine shakes his head back and forth. The Grizzlies, they've really dominated action on both ends of the ice, both offensively, and they played a really disciplined defensive brand of hockey here in the first 39 minutes. Same teams tomorrow afternoon. Faceoff's going to be at about 1:05 in the Mountain Time Zone, 3:05 locally in Cincinnati. And obviously the clocks move up an hour. The good thing is, your phones, kind of automatically cut off the hour and adjust the clock for you. If you go to your car, though, and your mechanical clock, your manual clock, you got to change it. And so you move up an hour. And so right now, this time tomorrow, it would be 8 o'clock. At least in my Kearns high math is correct. Cincinnati has in the offensive zone, left circle. Vilio fires lefty shot, and that's blocked. Puck goes back to center ice. Cyclones whip it back around the boards. Miska looks over both shoulders. Cyclones in the left corner. They get it up top. We believe that's Vilio. Elijah's his first name. He gets it back in deep. He's been a Cyclone for quite some time. Barbashev in the right corner. Battles with 2 Cyclones. Grizzlies, 10 seconds left in the period. Cincinnati around the wall. As back towards the left corner. Utah delivers a big hit. 4 seconds left in the period. And if you're a Grizzlies fan, this is exactly how you want the first 2 periods to go. The horn sounds, and the Grizzlies lead 3-0. As just about everything has gone right for Utah. Forwards have done their job. The defensive units have really done a great job playing a disciplined brand of hockey against a quick Cincinnati team. Hunter Miska has been outstanding in net. And the Grizzlies even won the fight with about 5 minutes left in the second period as Mathieu Boilard got the better of Rhett Parsons. Incidentally enough, Parsons, in terms of Cincinnati fights that they've been in, Parsons has been in the last 4 fights that the Cyclones have participated in. And not sure if he's lost all of them, but Boilard got the better of him in this particular regard. Well, we'll come back and recap the first 40 minutes and also go over some scores from around this league as well as the NHL, as Utah's been outstanding so far. After 2 periods, it's the Grizzlies 3 and the Cyclones nothing. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
Second intermission report as we're hanging out in the Professional Green Studios just inside the Grizzlies office here at Maverick Center. I'm 2 time zones away from where the game's being played as the Grizzlies have a 3-0 lead over the Cincinnati Cyclones. Utah got off to a quick start as Reed Lepster got his 29th of the year, 5:28 in, with Tyler Gratton and Evan Friesen getting the assists. Utah got a power play as Jordan Kaplan picked up a slashing minor, 14-19 in, and 22 seconds into the power play, Danny Genev was hanging out in the right circle, found Evan Friesen extending his stick towards the net. Genev just found the tape of Friesen's stick, and the puck just kind of had that angle as it went airborne and passed Tommy Scarfoni, the Cincinnati goaltender. Friesen got his 19th goal of the year. He has a power play goal in 2 straight games, as well as a power play goal in 3 of his last 5. And Evan Friesen, not to throw too many numbers at you, he now has a goal in 8 of his last 14 games. As Friesen got his 19th of the year, Danny Genev picked up his 18th power play assist, and Aiden Hansen-Bukata with his 17th power play assist of the season. As Friesen scored 14:41 in, and that gave Utah a 2-0 lead. Early in the second period, Luke Manning got his 6th of the year, as Danny Genev got the lone assist. Genev skated around Cincinnati's net. The Cyclones had about 3 sticks extending to try to pick off or deflect Genev's pass, but Genev's pass was absolutely perfect in front of the crease to Luke Manning, and Scarfoni was kind of leaning towards his left, so once Manning got the puck, he was able to fire it past Scarfoni, as Luke Manning gets his 6th goal of the year, and for Genev, it's his 37th assist of the season and 2nd of the night as he picks up his 15th multiple-point game of the season. 13:55 into the second period, Batu Boilar got in a fight with Rhett Parsons. And it's kind of interesting. It looked like Andrew Noel was in a bit of a commotion with a few Cyclones, and I think all the officials were looking at that. And then at neutral ice, it was Boilar and Rhett Parsons getting after it, and Boilar got the better of Parsons. In Cincinnati, in their game notes, which they don't have a whole lot of juicy stuff in the game notes, this is actually pretty plain, but they actually have all the fighting majors listed for the Cyclones this year. It's far from the first time that Parsons has fought. In fact, to do a little bit of counting, this is actually pathetic to try to do some counting on the year. It's his 5th fight of the year. Boilar has picked up his 5th fighting major as a Grizzly, and Boilar, as we mentioned during the second period, 5 fights, and if I recall right, he's won them all. And so Boilar got the better of Parsons, and the Grizzlies kind of kept that momentum, played some good hockey the rest of the second period, and here after 2 frames, Grizzlies are up by 3. So it's the second straight game on this road trip where the Grizzlies have a lead after 2 periods. Utah with 7 shots in the first period and 13 in the second. Cincinnati with 10 shots in the first and 11 in the second, as the Cyclones have a slight 21-20 edge in the face-off circle. For Utah, who's led the way in shots, let's see. Reed Webster has 5 shots. Evan Friesen with 4. Luke Salem, Riley Connors, and Danny Genev have 2. Both of Genev's 2 shots came in the second period. Colby Enns, Luke Manning, Aiden Hanson-Bukata, John Gillette, and Tyler Gratton have 1. Obviously, the one shot that Manning had found the back of the net on a great pass from Danny Genev. Of the 21 shots Cincinnati has through 2 periods, Ryan Kerwin leads the way with 3. That means Kerwin has 2 more shots than Genev. As Kerwin leads the league in shots, Genev is now in second. Kerwin has 16 shots over his last 2 games. And Genev, who had the league lead in shots for probably a good 3 or 4 months straight, he was passed by Kerwin just last night. Bunch of Cyclones with 2 shots. It looks like 6 or 7 Cincinnati players with 2 shots and quite a few with 1 each. Goaltending matchup, Hunter Meska stopped all 21 he has seen, and Tommy Scarfoni has saved 17 of 20. So the Grizzlies with a 3-goal advantage. Let's go over some other scores from across the league. Rapid City gets an early first period goal as they're a minute 30 in, and the Rush have a 1-0 lead. In fact, it's so early they haven't even gone through the details on the ECHL app of the Rapid City goal. Quite a few former Grizzlies on that Rapid City club. But it's M. Colella who picks up the goal. I think that's Mauricio Colella. Any relation to Mikey. Colella gets the goal 54 seconds into the contest, and Rapid City has a 1-0 lead. Early second period, Allen leads Tulsa 4-1. As the Americans got goals from 4 different skaters, Murray found the back of the net for Tulsa 8:01 in. Remember, the Grizzlies will host the Tulsa Oilers in a 3-game series next week at Maverick Center. The first game of that series will be Thursday, March 12th. And so that's going to be a rare Thursday home game for the Grizzlies. Utah will be off next Friday for a Jeff Dunham show. And then the Grizzlies will be back for military night on March 14th. That's going to be a 7:10 start. And then Sunday, March 15th, will be at 3 p.m., and there's going to be a post-game skate after the game. Early third period, Norfolk has a 1-goal advantage, as Norfolk with 1 goal in the first and 1 in the third, as the Admirals lead the Steelheads 2-1. 13 minutes left in the third period. Kansas City leads Tahoe 4-3. 2 goals for Bobo Carpenter, and also 2 goals from David Cotton. Tahoe's got goals from 3 different players, and it looks like they've got a barn burner going on at Cable Dahmer Arena as Kansas City leads Tahoe 4-3, with Kansas City nearly clinching a playoff spot. Obviously, the Grizzlies will be rooting for Tahoe tonight. The playoff chances for the Grizzlies, they're pretty slim. They're going to need Tahoe to pretty much fall apart over the last month of regular season. Over at Fishers Event Center in Fishers, Indiana, hometown of Mike Folta, Wichita and Indy are in a barn burner. 6 minutes left in the third period. That game is tied at 1. That's been a very low-scoring series, as Wichita won 1-0 last night on a 33-save shutout by Gabriel Carriere. Tonight, it's a low-scoring game as well, tied at 1 late in the third period between the Thunder and the Indy Fuel. And remember, the Grizzlies are going to be in Indy a couple weeks from now. In fact, we're looking for donations to see if we can get out there. And it's an important road trip, mostly because it's going to be the final road trip in Utah Grizzlies history, certainly in the regular season. Obviously, Grizzlies fans are hoping that maybe they can then find a way to play outstanding and get to the postseason this year. Utah is about 14 points back with only 16 games left. But we want to find a way to get out to Fishers, Indiana, because that's going to be a very important and emotional road trip to all Grizzlies fans, as it will be the final road trip in Utah Grizzlies history. Halfway through the third period, Reading leads Greensboro 2-1, as the deciding goal was scored 2:22 into the third period. Reading hoping to hold on to the lead, as Reading's on the road, and they lead 2-1 with 8:30 left in the third. Orlando and Florida are tied at 1. Former Grizzly Taryn Fizer has the lone Everblades goal. He scored 4:53 into the third period. They're halfway through the third, and Orlando and Florida are tied at 1. Games have gone final. Jacksonville defeats Kalamazoo 6-3, and Trois Rivières gets a 6-4 win over Worcester. So the Grizzlies, there's just 4 road games left in the regular season after tonight. Grizzlies have played the most road games of any team in the league. Tomorrow afternoon, the Grizzlies will be in Cincinnati at 1 o'clock. And then the Grizzlies will have a 3-game homestand next week against the Tulsa Oilers on March 12th and 14th at 7 o'clock and March 15th, which will be a Sunday. That's a 3:10 start. And then the Grizzlies will be in Indy at Fishers, Indiana in the new arena, as the Grizzlies will face the Fuel 3 straight days, March 20th and 21st. Those games will be at 5 o'clock in the Mountain Time Zone. And Sunday, March 22nd, will be the final road game in Grizzlies regular season history. And that game on March 22nd will be at 2 p.m. It'll be a 4 p.m. local start over in Indy. Is Indy in the Central or Eastern time zone? I think they're in the Eastern time zone. It's kind of weird. That's about where the border is between the Central and Eastern time zones, around where Indianapolis is. Of course, after tomorrow's game, the Grizzlies will be home for 12 of their final 15 games as Utah ends the regular season with a 9-game homestand, including the final regular season series, which will be April 10th, 11th, and 12th against the Rapid City Rush. Certainly some fun stuff happening at Maverick Center for the rest of the regular season. Military Night's going to be next Saturday, March 14th against the Tulsa Oilers. Star Wars Night's going to be on Saturday, April 4th, as the 2 Lukes, Salem and Manning, will use the Force to defeat the Evil Empire, which that night will be the Wichita Thunder. And then Fan Appreciation Night's going to be on Saturday, April 11th, the next to last regular season home game, and that's the final Saturday home game in Grizzlies history. And then Sunday, April 12th, will be a 3:10 start. When we come back, we'll go over the NHL scores, including a check on the other pro hockey battle in the state of Ohio. The Utah Mammoth are currently taking on the Columbus Blue Jackets. You're listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
We're 20, and yeah, we're celebrating big. Because in 20 years, we didn't just make the gear. We made hockey cooler. They said we were too loud, too flashy, too different. They told us to tone it down. The Warriors don't tone it down. We go full throttle. And this is just the start. 20 years in and we're just getting warmed up. We're still the brand that makes the gear you can win in, chirping, and partying. And if you thought we were bold before, just wait. The next 20 years start now.
After 2 periods, Utah leads Cincinnati 3-0. Scores from across the National Hockey League. There's 10 minutes left in regulation, and the Utah Mammoth have a 4-2 lead over the Columbus Blue Jackets. Score was tied at 1 after 1 period. Michael Carconi gave Utah 1-0 lead, 7:25 in, with Stenlund and Kerfoot getting the assists. Severson scored for Columbus, 19:25 in. Coyle and Olivier with the assists. Score kind of it was kind of a seesaw battle as the lead kind of switched hands a few times. Dylan Gunther gave Utah 2-1 lead, 12-12 into the second period, with Clayton Keller and Nick DeSimone getting the assists. For Gunther, it's his 29th goal of the year. Matthew Olivier got his second point of the night as he picked up his 12th goal of the season. Coyle and Severson each picked up their second point of the night. The score was tied at 2 after 2 periods. Utah scored 2 unanswered third-period goals. Alexander Kerfoot got his second of the year, and even 3 minutes into the third period. Michael Carconi with an assist, and Mackenzie Weegar gets his first point as a Mammoth, as he got his 19th assist overall. He had 18 assists in a Calgary Flames uniform. As Kerfoot's goal, exactly 3 minutes into the third period, gave Utah a 3-2 lead. About 2 minutes later, Logan Cooley extended Utah's lead as he scored 4:54 in. Lawson Krause and Ian Cole each picked up an assist. Columbus has outshot Utah 21-19, but it's the Mammoth that have a 4-2 lead, as the Mammoth and Grizzlies are each looking for road victories in the state of Ohio. 8 minutes, 35 seconds left in the third period, and the Lightning lead the Maple Leafs 4-1. As all 5 of the goals were scored in the first period. But obviously the big note in that game was Charles-Edouard Dastu, the Grizzlies legend, who got in a fight with Max Domi 12-14 into the first period. And after the game, I'll have to check to see whether Dastu got the better of Ty Domi's son or not. Other action across the National Hockey League. 6 minutes left in the third period, and the Canucks lead the Jets 2-1. Halfway through the third period, Kings have a 3-2 lead over the Montreal Canadiens. That one's an interesting battle. Getting underway at 8 o'clock, the Hurricanes are at the Flames. Islanders are at the Sharks. Senators take on the Kraken. Games have gone final in the NHL. Bruins on national TV get a 3-1 victory over the Capitals. Devils get a hat trick from Jack Hughes. He ended up with 4 points on the night as the Devils defeat the Rangers 6-3. Sabres stay red hot. They defeat the Predators 3-2. As 3 different Buffalo forwards scored goals, including Josh Doan, the former Utah Hockey Club skater. And in the shootouts, Philadelphia gets a 4-3 win over Pittsburgh. Trevor Zegras with the shootout game winner. We'll come back and have third period action on the other side. Grizzlies have been outstanding so far as they lead Cincinnati 3-0. It's the first of 2 in the weekend in the Queen City, as both teams will meet at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Looks like an outstanding crowd over at Heritage Bank Center, as there's hardly an empty seat in the building. We'll come back and have third period action as the Grizzlies are looking for their 16th road win of the season. You're listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Tonight's game is brought to you by the ECHL, celebrating its 38th season of affordable family entertainment. The ECHL would like to thank everyone in attendance for your support of ECHL hockey. The ECHL would also like to recognize the following league sponsors: AMI Graphics, exclusive signage provider; Athletic Knit, official jersey supplier; Baron Rings, official championship ring supplier; BFL Canada Insurance and Sutton Special Risk, sponsors of the 2026 ECHL Hall of Fame induction ceremony; Dash, official mobile auction platform; The Fairley Group, official commercial insurance provider; Flow Sports, exclusive streaming provider; Hotel Planner, official hotel reservations partner; Howie's Hockey Tape, exclusive hockey tape and lace provider; In Glasgow, exclusive puck provider; Prolific One, exclusive secondary ticketing partner; and Warrior, exclusive on-ice equipment provider and title sponsor of the 2026 ECHL All-Star Classic. Catch all of the ECHL action live in high definition by logging on to flowhockey.tv.
Are about set for third period action as the Grizzlies have a 3-0 lead over the Cyclones. Utah had an outstanding February offensively as they had 49 goals in 12 games, but coming into play tonight, the Grizzlies had just scored 4 goals in their last 3 games. Utah has really pushed the pace, and they've been outstanding offensively so far. Grizzlies will start the third period with Luke Manning taking the face-off. He's got Barbashev to his left, and we believe Reed Webster to his right. And a defensive pairing of Colby Enns and Aiden Hansen-Bukata. Both those D-men are a +2 for the Grizzlies tonight. Cincinnati, unfortunately, their numbers really don't pop off on the screen all that well. Although it looks like Jackson Murray is going to be on the right wing. 20 minutes on the scoreboard clock, but it looks like there's a little bit of a delay before the start of the period. And if Murray's out there, he's probably got Marco Sikic and Gunnar Wolf Fontaine out there as well. Sikic wearing number 19. It's 20 minutes to put on the clock. A little bit of a delay, though, before the start of the period, as maybe there's some spots on the ice that aren't necessarily all that good. And so it looks like they're going to check the ice surface a little bit, as it looks like somebody on the Cincinnati side spotted a little bit of a concern. And now it looks like one of the linesmen is on 2 knees, and they're gonna try to work on the ice a little bit. I got to say, outstanding crowd. I know it's a Saturday night, and you're usually going to get good crowds, but I hardly see an empty seat. And you're talking about the start of a period where everybody's been up in the concession stands. However, it's just about a packed house over at Heritage Bank Center. Not sure what the actual attendance is going to be tonight, but it looks like just about everybody is in there. Now, hardly an empty seat. It's one of the bigger buildings in the league. They did refurbish it a little bit. Otherwise, it was a pretty old-looking barn when I was there in 2019. It looks like they've done a lot of work to the arena, and the location of Heritage Bank Center is absolutely perfect. As we got the officials, they show the graphic, Dylan Sater and Mitchell Hardy, and the 2 linesmen who are our favorite in the leagues, at least among those that don't live in the state of Utah, Tyler Willie and O.D. Nelson. That's right, we got Willie and Nelson on the lines this evening. But it's perfect because it's right next to the Major League Baseball stadium. You got the NFL stadium, and you got the river. And in the middle of the river is the border of Ohio and Kentucky. So if you cross the, cross the bridge, 1 second you're in Ohio, and the next second you're in the state of Kentucky. And I think if I remember right, if the Grizzlies are staying in the same hotel, they're on the Kentucky side of the bridge. And I've seen so many Skyline chili commercials that I'm pretty hungry right now, but they're working on some ice over in the zone that the Cyclones are going to be defending. It's over near the right point on the left side of the screen as we're watching on Flow Sports. And they're working on the ice. They don't have the attendance listed as of yet, but it looks like an outstanding Saturday night crowd over in Cincinnati as they continue to work on the ice. And if you joined us late, Grizzlies got off to a quick start as Reed Lebster scored 5:28 in, with Tyler Gratton and Evan Friesen getting the assist. And then Friesen scored a power play goal on a Danny Genev pass down the middle of the ice. As Friesen got his 19th of the year, he's got 3 power play goals in his last 5 games. Genev and Hansen Bukata with the power play assist. And then early in the second period, Genev just fed the perfect pass out in front of the crease to Luke Manning. As Manning got his 6th of the year, Genev picked up his 37th assist of the campaign. Shots are pretty close to even. They're continuing to work on the patch of ice over on the right point of the net that Cincinnati is defending in the third period. Well, he mentioned the Grizzlies will be home for 12 of their final 15 games this season, as obviously the Grizzlies will have a big 3-game homestand against the Tulsa Oilers, who are playing some of their best hockey of the season, as Tulsa has a record of 5-3-2 in their last 10 games, although Allen is getting the better of Tulsa 4-1. Early in the second period. As now they're spraying the ice right now. Apparently the guy spraying the ice, his name is Ryan Uzzo, U-Z-Z-O his last name. And it looks like he's working on the ice. And Rhett Parsons kind of skating around the area of concern over on the right point in the area that Cincinnati's going to be defending in the third period. Cincy, C-I-N-C-Y, is in the front of their red jersey with dark numbers. If you see it close up, it's pretty easy to spot when they got that wide angle. Sometimes the numbers can be a little bit spotty to be able to tell who's who. You mentioned the great promotions during the latter part of the second intermission going on at Maverick Center for the final month. Now, remember, Utah does have some Sunday games coming up, and that means a post-game skate after the game. The next post-game skate is going to be 8 days from now, March 15th, as the Grizzlies will end a 3-game series with the Tulsa Oilers. Utah will also have a Sunday home game on March 29th against Allen at 3:10. And the final regular season game in team history is going to be on April 12th as the Grizzlies have a 3:10 battle with the Rapid City Rush. Not sure. I mean, that's going to be a very emotional scene for just about everybody involved. And, that's going to be one of those, if there is a post-game skate, I think everybody's going to want to hang out all night. And, it's a bit of mixed emotions. Obviously, this whole season has been tough for all of us, knowing that it's going to be over after the season as the Grizzlies will be heading out east. And who knows what the future of minor league hockey is in the state of Utah. As the monologue continues, they're continuing to work on the piece of ice. Aiden Hansen kind of pointing towards the area of concern. And it looks like the area of concern just hasn't been patched up as of yet. It's been a tough set of circumstances, but hey, we're just trying to make some memories and have as much fun as humanly possible. And then come April 12th, hopefully somebody will give us an opportunity so we can continue to do what we love. So they're continuing to look at the piece of ice. Lebster and Hansen Bukata examining it with a couple of officials, one referee and one linesman, as we've yet to get underway here in the third period, as there's a bit of concern with the ice over in Cincinnati. It looked like both teams are ready for the face-off, and then I think they saw the area of concern, and they tried to spray it down, but it looks like the area of concern hasn't really been patched up as of yet, as everybody's just kind of standing around. And like I said, if you look at the stands, if you're watching on Flow Sports, there's not an empty seat in the barn. If you think about it, unless the concession stands have closed down, perfect opportunity to go up and get a beverage or a hot dog or anything of that nature, and maybe get some chili with cheese on top of it. But everybody's in their seats just kind of waiting for the start of this third period. And are we going to get ongoing with third period action. I'm not sure. Everybody's just kind of stretching and moving around. And I think we'll finally get towards live action. Now it looks like we're going to have third period action as Luke Manning will take the draw for Utah as the area of concern has been met. As the Grizzlies win the faceoff, Hanson Bukata gets it. He's outside the Flow Sports screen, and we are at the mercy of this one feed that we got on this remote camera. As Utah dumps it in, Manning took a spill. Cincinnati rolls it towards the near boards as Barbashev battles with a Cyclone. Puck goes back behind Cincinnati's net. Now it drifts back to the Utah line. Hanson Bukata with it. He'll tattoo it off the boards. Ends moves it ahead off his stick about waist high. Puck goes back to the Cyclones. And Cincinnati ahead off of Hanson Bukata's stick. He'll run it down behind Miska's net as the Grizzlies lead 3-0. No one's taken a shot here so far in the third period. Puck back to neutral ice in control of the Cyclones. As they'll chip it ahead. Cincinnati back towards their blue line as they're patient with their approach. Good thing we started live hockey there. That's would have been going on with the history of the Cincinnati Reds and maybe more of the history of the city of Cincinnati. As the Cyclones rolled along the boards, one of the Cyclone defensemen on the ice right now is named Spencer Cox. He is drifting back into his own zone. That's not the Spencer Cox. It's the governor of the state of Utah. But it's kind of interesting that Spencer Cox in his first season as a pro has no thought of a political future, but he just shares the same name with the Utah governor. And one of Cincinnati's old mayors was Jerry Springer, of all people. Cincinnati over the offensive line, left wing, as they dump it in. Cyclones back around Miska's net. As puck's towards the right corner, Cincinnati reverse it. Mikey Colella chases after it. Cyclones get there before Colella. Puck behind Utah's net. As Cincinnati has a ricochet off a Grizzly stick. Utah will slice it back to neutral ice. Boy, both teams very slow with their approach here to start the third period, kind of walking on eggshells on this fresh sheet of ice. Miska will brush it towards the right corner, which is the near side. Grizzlies skate from left to right here in the period. As Connors delivers a push on a Cyclone. Dylan Gratton gets hit in the back. Salem going after the puck, but Cincinnati gets it. They're in the offensive zone. Cyclones back to the right point, and they'll spin the puck around the boards, does Aaron Bollinger, who's a +3 this season, wearing number 20. Now the Grizzlies out to center ice 2-on-2. Gratton over the offensive blue as he fires the Lepster. Actually, it was Tyler Gratton who got a stick lifted. Cyclones come back the other way. Cincinnati over the offensive line down the middle of the ice. Lefty shot. And that one goes wide and ricochets out of play as they tried to fire towards Miska. Then Miska immediately looked behind him as the shot was nowhere near the city of Cincinnati. I think that puck ended up in the state of Kentucky, just on the other side of the bridge. So 17:35 left in the third. Draw's going to be in the Grizzlies zone. As Utah's really been on point defensively, and they've gotten out and utilized their speed on occasion. As Evan Friesen will take the draw. Waller's on the ice, back after serving as fighting major. As Cincinnati wins the draw, but the puck goes back to neutral ice. Cyclones fired around the boards. Miska tried to play it behind his net. He gets back in front of his net out there in the crease. Cincinnati gets it back around the boards. Rhett Parsons hanging out in the right point. As Cincinnati back towards left wing, but the Grizzlies come out with it. Utah's won plenty of the 50-50 pucks tonight. Utah crosses center ice and backhands it in. Friesen chasing after it. Cincinnati gets there first. Friesen pins Parsons to the boards. Also out there is Curtis Henry. One of the referees takes a spill over in the corner as Gratton, Tyler that is, throws it up top. Waller lefty shot blocker saved by Scarfoni. Cincinnati back behind their own net. Now they'll start the attack skating from left to right. Cyclones cross center, and they'll plop it in. They didn't get very far. Now Cincinnati drops it in the left wing as the Cyclones spin it back around the boards. Andrew Noel delivers a push on one of his former teammates. Now the puck goes from one corner to the other. Friesen runs it down as he pivots over in the far corner of his own zone and gets it across Noel around Utah's net. Noel slices it out as he tried to get to Yevdokimov. Cincinnati will nudge it ahead. Cyclones back over the offensive line. They tried to throw a centering pass. Puck kind of saucers on the ice. Grizzlies throw it up and not out. Cincinnati back towards the left wing. Righty shot saved by Miska as John Gillette boxes out Cincinnati. Whistle blows, and that stops play with 16:12 left in the third. Kind of a tricky shot from the right point. Ricocheted off Miska, but he was able to regather it. And a good job by the Grizzlies and John Gillette in particular, taking away the second opportunity from Cincinnati, just kind of knocking him down. Puck kicked off of Miska's right pad, then Miska was able to cover up, and then John Gillette just made sure that whatever chance Cincinnati had in front of the net was going to be thwarted as he threw the Cyclone to the ice. That's one of the great things about John Gillette. He plays a complete 200-foot game, gets it done both offensively and defensively, and he's been a blue-collar performer for Utah all season. The first-year pro out of Holy Cross has been outstanding. Gillette crosses center ice and dumps it in. He closes the gap with good speed. Grizzlies have it in the right point, leading 3-0, 4 minutes into the third period. As Barbashev gets pushed to the boards, Grizzlies get it back around the wall. Scarfoni couldn't reach it. John Gillette delivers a hit. Cincinnati gets it ahead about 10 feet. Cyclones plop it out to center ice. Grizzlies lunge it ahead. As Manning gets spun around, Utah throws it back to neutral ice after the puck for about a second got into the Grizzlies zone. Manning falls down as he was trying to dump it in. Hanson Bucata gets it. He'll skate towards the corner as he avoids a check, loses control of the puck. Ice surface a little bit shaky in the third period, but they play on about 5 minutes into the third. As Cincinnati zips it ahead towards center ice, Grizzlies back defensively. Cyclones dump it in. Grizzlies defensemen have been very disciplined. Cincinnati's had very few odd man breaks here tonight. As a big-time shoulder head on Mikey Colella, as Cincinnati throws to the right circle now around Utah's net. Cyclones cycle it back towards the right corner. Lefty shot, and that's blocked with Salem nearby. Now puck goes back to neutral ice. Grizzlies skate from right to left in the third period, as there's 14:50 on a moving clock. Not many shots so far in the third period, as Utah still leads 3-0. Crossing center ice is Bullinger, as he loses control of the puck. Now Mikey Colella gets it right side, tried to center it to Genev, and Genev, just on the back check, got pushed a little bit and couldn't accept the puck. Cincinnati dumps it back in as Justin Vive gets physical with the Grizzly. Now Vive gets ultra physical with Mikey Colella. Vive takes a stick and kind of shoves it towards Colella's face. Now there's 14:17 left in the third, and now Vive, well, it looked like Vive just had a bit of a clothesline with the stick around Colella's neck, and now they cease and desist and go to the bench. Vive was giving the business to Mikey Colella. As puck ahead, Grizzlies in the offensive zone get to Friesen. He's on the right side. Cincinnati back defensively. Up top right point to Lepster. He'll fire it back in deep. Friesen chases after it, but the Cyclones, they're back in the far corner deep in their own zone. Grizzlies challenge him at every inch of the ice. Cyclones get it back to center ice. Now Cincinnati skates in 2-on-2. Right wing, righty shot. That one goes wide. Miska might have gotten a piece of it as he extended his right pad out. As the Cyclones curl around Boilard as he gets pinned to the boards. As Lepster knifes it back towards neutral ice. Noel gets the puck in the slot. He's in his own zone. And he'll fire a rink-wide feed that goes past Lepster and past everybody. As I think ricochets into the seats with 13:25 left in the third. Nobody's scored here so far in the final frame as Utah has a 3-0 lead. See if there's a timeout on the ice. Cincinnati's outshot Utah 24-21. Timeout on the ice. You're listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Grisby commutes to work by riding UTA. It gives him time to make friends and relax before arriving to the Maverick Center. But how can Grisby keep enjoying that feeling throughout the entire day? An idea! Utah Transit Authority, proud sponsors of the Utah Grizzlies.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
13 minutes and 25 seconds left in the third period. Utah leads 3-0. Attendance tonight in Cincinnati is 8,358. Based on the shots that we have seen in the stands, it looks like there's more than that, but they've counted it as 8,358. And there's hardly an empty seat in that lower bowl there in Cincinnati. An outstanding Saturday night crowd. Apparently it's pucks and pups over in Cincinnati. Although oddly enough, we haven't seen any dogs. They haven't shown really many crowd shots, which we're okay with. Because we see our fair share in the other places, but haven't seen any dogs. But apparently it's pucks and pups over in Cincinnati, which is a very popular night. As Gratton, he's in the high slot of the offensive zone, gets it ahead. Hanson Bukata gets it sticked away. As Cincinnati defensively is really buckled down, as Grizzlies have had a tough time getting any shooting angles. Hanson Bukata to Friesen, backhand shot, and a score! Evan Friesen gets his second of the night. And as an old Cincinnati broadcaster once said, that will make it a 4-0 game. So Hanson Bukata got it ahead to Friesen. Friesen with a backhand shot off of Scarfoni's glove. And off of Scarfoni's glove and into the back of the net. As Friesen gets his second of the game, it's his third goal in this series. Webster was on top of the net trying to kind of swipe at the puck. I don't think he got a piece of it, though, as Hanson Bukata is going to get his second assist of the night. And Evan Friesen with his second goal. And with that, that will make it a 4-0 hockey game with 12:59 left in the third. So what a night for the Grizzlies and what a night for Utah's top performers. The guys that have gotten it done in the month of February, where Utah scored more than 4 goals per game. It's been those guys that have gotten it done here tonight. As Utah has now scored in all 3 periods, as Cincinnati has the puck in their own zone. And the big crowd in Cincinnati is stunned. Grizzlies have lost 5 straight against Cincinnati over the years. Left point, lefty shot saved by Miska, as he's been strong here tonight. In fact, the Grizzlies have a pretty good 1-2 combination in net that's traveled here for the weekend series. Kaiser stopped 31 of 34 last night, and Miska has been pretty good here so far this evening. Cincinnati skates in 3-on-2, right wing, righty shot, and that one's sticked away by Noel, and it flies out of play with 12:10 left in regulation. So Friesen with the goal. Hanson Bukata right now is listed with the lone assist. Time of goal 7:01 into the third period. As Evan Friesen with his 19th and 20th goals this season. For Aiden Hanson Bukata, it's a multiple assist game. He has 4 separate multiple assist games in his last 11 contests. I know we're throwing a lot of stats out yet, and we don't necessarily love that. We'd love more stories than stats, but, when you're kind of blind a little bit with this remote feed, stats are sometimes all you have. Grizzlies have been outstanding tonight. They're looking for their 16th road win of the season. Grizzlies get it ahead. Manning skates towards the right side. Lefty shot saved by Scarfoni, and he will hold on as Manning gets confronted behind the net by Rhett Parsons. And we mentioned the Grizzlies, how it's been their big performers, their big guns that got it done in the month of February. It's been that top forward line once again tonight, with Friesen scoring 2 goals. Reed Webster obviously got the party started with the goal about 5 minutes into the first period. Tyler Gratton assisted on that. Aiden Hanson Bukata has been a strong defenseman as he's racked up assists in bunches, not only this season, but throughout his college career. And Danny Genev with 2 assists. I know even the guys that don't have points, like Riley Connors, who contributed mightily in February, they played pretty well with and without the puck. Barbashev's played a good game without the puck, and the Grizzlies' defensive unit has been on point. As Utah gets it to center ice, Boilar moved it to his right, looking for Manning. Puck is taken away by Cincinnati. Same teams tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock in the Mountain Time Zone, 3 o'clock local start in Cincinnati, near the Ohio-Kentucky border. As Miska came out of his net, he's back in his crease. As Cincinnati rolls it out to center ice in a red jersey with dark numbers. Unfortunately, it doesn't pop off the screen. I'm watching all that well. Miska around the boards towards Mikey Colella, and he gets hit. Boy, it looks like the Cyclones are playing Colella pretty physically. We saw Justin Vive with a clothesline with his stick around Colella's neck a couple minutes ago. Left wing, lefty shot, and that's sticked away. As I think Connor's got a stick in the way as the puck deflects out of play. There's now 10 minutes and 55 seconds left in the third period. Both the Grizzlies and Utah Mammoth are trying to get road victories in the month in Ohio here on this Saturday night. Well, Colby Enns broke a hockey rule. He's going to the penalty box. Columbus has actually scored 2 unanswered. They're now tied at 4 with a minute left in regulation. I know in Cincinnati they got a ref mic. If you're watching on Flow Sports, you might have heard it. Unfortunately, I don't hear the sounds from Cincinnati, but we do know that Colby Enns didn't see the signal from the referee, but Colby Enns goes to the box. It's the first power play for Cincinnati tonight as Grizzlies win the face-off and clear it out. We mentioned the similarities between Utah and Cincinnati. They've been better road teams than home clubs. Both teams have pretty similar power play numbers. Cincinnati 20.6% on the season. Friesen clears it out, and he gets belted by Gabriel Bernier. The Grizzlies are able to get it all the way deep into the Cyclone zone. So we're about halfway through the third period. Grizzlies' penalty kill has been a little bit better than Cincinnati this year, but the Cyclones, with a lot of smart players, they've been a strong power play unit this year. As the puck's towards the near corner of the Grizzlies zone, Cincinnati will slide it around. Cyclones get it back behind Utah's net. Grizzlies' Luke Salem has it off his skate as he holds his ground along the boards. 2-on-2 scrum. Now there's a third Cyclone joining the play. Now 4 Cyclones and 3 Grizzlies in the area. As Cincinnati tried to skate around Utah's net, Grizzlies did a good job kind of cutting him off. Gratton gets the puck, Tyler that is, and he clears it out. Both Gratton brothers have been pretty good on this road trip. As Dylan scored his first pro goal, and Tyler with 2 assists. And both Gratton brothers have been solid here tonight. Out to center ice, Grizzlies will backpedal into their own zone. Aiden Handsome-Yukata, he'll slice it ahead. And you got to give credit to the 6 defensemen on the ice tonight. They've been solid throughout. 35 seconds left in the power play. Cincinnati hasn't got much done on the offensive end of things. On the back check, Lebster takes it away. Grizzlies have 5 shorthanded goals this year. Lebster has 2 of them. Cincinnati gets it back as Fontaine drops it off. Right side, Cincinnati skates towards the corner. 20 seconds left in the power play. Cyclones get it back up top. Now towards the right circle. Cyclones dangle back and forth. Now they slide it up top. Cincinnati, high slot. Lefty shot saved by Miska. That shot was taken by Bollinger, we believe. As back to the left goal line. 5 seconds left in the power play. Cincinnati skates towards the left circle. Lefty shot saved by Miska. Sprawled towards his left. 5 was in front of the net, we believe. As ends out of the box, he joins the play. Cyclones left circle, look to center it. And the Grizzlies get it. They'll throw it up but not out. Now to the right wing. Lefty shot. Glove saved by Miska. And after the whistle, Andrew Noel is living it up as he gets ultra aggressive with the Cyclone. As he's just trying to protect Miska. Gets a bit frisky with Sam Stevens. And one of the linesmen earning his paycheck as Noel and Stevens mix it up. There's going to be a penalty. Stevens points me. It might just be Noel. Stevens and Noel, obviously they were teammates earlier this year. They're kind of laughing it up. There's 8 minutes and 43 seconds left in the third period. Somebody's going to the penalty box. I think the door, who is it? Is it Cincinnati or is it Utah? It might be a Grizzlies power play. Stevens couldn't believe it. He was pointing, what, me? Stevens is going to the box. I'm not sure if Noel is. So 2 minutes for roughing. Stevens goes to the box. As he's looking around, I think Noel's going to the box as well. As Stevens a little bit puzzled. Although right now the score bug has it as a Utah power play coming up. Less than 9 minutes left in regulation, and the Grizzlies have a 4-0 lead. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
So it's going to be a Utah power play. Sam Stevens gets a roughing minor 11-17 in. A little bit surprised, though. It looked like Noel was doing a little bit of pushing and shoving, but it's going to be Utah power play. It's pucks and pups over in Cincinnati, as there's a lot of dogs in attendance. Apparently, the dogs are on the upper deck behind the net where Miska's defending in the third period. It looks like an outstanding crowd. They've listed it as 83-58. It actually looks like there's more people there than what the attendance has been listed. Utah's top guns have been outstanding tonight. Evan Friesen with 2 goals and 1 assist. He's on hat trick watch. Aiden Handsome-Yukata with 2 assists. That's the same case with Danny Genev. Utah's power play starts. It's 4-0 Grizzlies. Lebster gets up top to Handsome-Yukata across to Genev. Right wing, he'll take a lefty shot and it goes wide. As Handsome-Yukata gets in the left point, over towards Lebster, gets his stick lifted. Puck to Genev. He tries to slide it across. Shot and a score! I think Geneva found Tyler Gratton out in front, and Utah extends the lead. It's now a 5-0 game. I think it's the captain getting his 10th power play goal of the season. And this baby's in the refrigerator as the Grizzlies have been unbelievable tonight. Geneva, just like he did in the second period on the Manning goal, just fed a stick right in front of the crease. The perfect pass for Geneva, who gets his third assist of the night. Tyler Gratton was just hanging out in front of the crease. Geneva to Gratton's tape and into the back of the net. Tyler Gratton really didn't have to do much, just except stand there and get the pass from Geneva. So the two Penn State products combined for Utah's second power play goal of the night. It's 5-0 Utah. As puck is dumped into the Cincinnati zone, we'll see if there's a secondary assist there as Gratton gets his 10th power play goal of the season, his 16th overall. Hanson Buchanan, left wing, his shot is blocked by Scarfoni. As we know, Geneva with the main assist. That's his third main assist of the night. Aiden Hanson Buchanan gets the other assist. That's his third assist of the night and second power play assist. As we mentioned at the top, Utah's power play can do some things against Cincinnati's penalty kill. Friesen down the middle of the ice, lefty shot, and that's blocked by Scarfoni. As Friesen looking to complete the hat trick, he's got 2 goals tonight. Grizzlies have 3 hat tricks on the season, 2 of them by Geneva, and then Reed Webster in Idaho early in the season in late October. Grizzlies ice it as play stops with 7 minutes and 40 seconds left in the third. So Tyler Gratton, the Grizzlies captain, gets his 10th power play goal of the year, and that is 11:33 into the third period. Geneva and Hanson Buchanan with the assists, and not only is it 3 assists by Geneva, but it's 3 main assists and 3 beautiful passes that directly led to goals. They talk about an announcer's jinx, and we're certainly not going to mention anything with Hunter Miskic except for he's playing a pretty good game so far. As Colby ends, we'll toss it ahead. Now Cincinnati plays near their bench area, and based on what we're looking at on Flow Sports, the benches are on the near side as we see it. And the Grizzlies bench is towards the right of center ice and Cincinnati towards the left. As a big-time hit deep in the Grizzlies zone, and I think the arm is raised. It's going to be a Utah power play. As ends will float at 4. Now Riley Connors getting after it with Justin Portillo. As Portillo and Connors being separated by both linesmen, Portillo is yelling at the Grizzlies bench. As play stops with 7:13 left in the third. There's a big hit deep in the Grizzlies zone, and it might have been Portillo. And then the arm is raised by the referee. It's going to be another Utah power play. Portillo, who's had a tough go of it in terms of the scoring sheet, as he's only got 2 points in 38 games. As he picks up a penalty, it's going to be a Utah power play. It might have been that hit. They're probably not going to show a replay of the hit. That was behind Utah's net. We kind of got a quick glance of it as the Grizzly got laid out. So a lot of conversation going on at neutral ice as we're here late in regulation. From start to finish, and obviously there's still 7 minutes left in regulation, but this is about as good a 60-minute effort, or I guess we can only say 53-minute effort that the Grizzlies have put forth so far this season. So the faceoff's going to be in the left circle. Looks like Riley Connors will take the draw. Utah is 2 for 3 on the power play tonight. It's their 4th power play opportunity. As Salem's on the ice. Draw won by Utah. Cincinnati's outshot Utah 27-26. Now the Cyclones will clear it out. So it's Salem, Connors, Barbashev, Manning. Can't tell the 5th guy is on the ice right now. Grizzlies get it towards Manning at center ice. The other forward, I believe, is John Gillette. Now Barbashev towards the left corner as he'll slide it to the spot he vacated. Connors dancing around. He gets towards the left circle. He fires a righty shot, and that's blocked by a Cincinnati stick. Salem moves towards his right, drops for Manning, who lays it for Connors. Across towards Salem, who fakes a one-timer. Salem skates towards his left, bouncing off the stick of Manning. He'll roll it along the boards. Nobody was hanging out in the right point, so the puck will slide all the way deep into the Grizzlies zone as it's run down by Luke Salem, sporting a mustache. Salem on the season has 1 goal and 16 assists. He played in the Central Division last year with both Indy and Kalamazoo. Connors over the line, drops for John Gillette, who skates towards the right goal line, but on the back check, Cincinnati took it away. As taking the puck is Elijah Villio, who's got 10 goals this season as a defenseman. He'll lay it towards the left wing. Righty shot. Blocker saved by Miska, and the puck flies out of play. There's now 6 minutes and 5 seconds left, and Utah's got 53 seconds left on their power play. The Grizzlies will switch up skaters as Tyler Gratton enters. And really, of Gratton's 10 power play goals, most of them have come right in the same area where he scored the power play goal tonight, just out in front of the net, either on a great pass from Genev or on a rebound or maybe a redirection on a couple of occasions. That's where Tyler Gratton has made his money, and you could tell that from game one, that he's a guy that's not afraid to get out in front of the net and do the dirty work, kind of like Cameron Wright a few years ago for the Grizzlies. As Utah wins the draw, left wing feed out to Gratton. He skates around Cincinnati, skates towards the left circle, takes a lefty shot, saved by Scarfoni, as the Cyclones will whip it, but they kind of fan on it. Grizzlies keep it in. Over to the right side, one-timer, saved by Scarfoni. Now, watch me say that Gratton, I think it was Gratton that took the one-timer. Watch him hit a one-timer from the right side after I talked about him scoring from out in front of the net. 20 seconds left in the power play. Enns will run it down. As normally it's Hanson Bukata out there. Hopefully AHB's okay. As Enns dangling back and forth. He's been a plus performer for the Grizzlies this year. He'll feed it to his left for Friesen. Puck goes back to center ice. Grizzlies backpedal into their own zone as a Cyclone comes out of the box. So an unsuccessful power play for the Grizzlies, but it's still a 5-0 game with about 5 minutes left in regulation. Utah with an outlet pass cut off by Cincinnati, and they'll fire it back in. Cyclones make a line change away from the screen, or at least we think they are. Hard to really assume, though. You have Dokimov off his stick as puck goes back to center ice. Cyclones curl it around Yevdokimov, and they get it in deep as Miska stays in front of his net. 4:42 on a moving clock here in the third period. It's 5-0 Utah. Cincinnati back in their own zone as they'll spread the ice. Grizzlies, Reed Lepster will come off the ice for a change. Yevdokimov's out there on Mikey Colella and Mike Gillette as Cincinnati dumps it in as the Cyclones are in the middle of a line change. Taking the puck is Andrew Noel, the former Cyclone. He skates around his own net and pushes to his right. Grizzlies will shrug it out towards Yevdokimov. Utah gets it back in. Cincinnati back up with it. Both teams just kind of changing possessions back and forth. Vilio throws it in. Big time hit delivered by a Grizzly on the left point. That was Blaular, about as strong as anybody in the league. And Blaular will clear it all the way out. I believe his nickname is Chewy, as I've heard a couple of times. And Matu Blaular has been a really strong presence for the Grizzlies. And as I mentioned before, he's probably as good an enforcer as the Grizzlies have had since the days of Travis Howell and Tegan Zahn. As down the middle of the ice, Cincinnati, high slot, lefty shot, saved by Miska. Grizzlies come back the other way. As John Gillette out at center ice, he stepped over the offensive line, but gets hit, delayed offside. And the Eagle Eye linesman, the pairing of Willie and Nelson, will say the Utah Grizzlies are offside with 3:35 left in the third. Time out on the ice. It's been all Utah tonight. First of a two-game set, and it's 5-0 Utah with 3:35 left. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
Three minutes and 35 seconds are left in the third period, and it's been all Grizzlies. After losing last night 3-2 to Bloomington, well, the Grizzlies came out strong. 2 goals in the first, 1 in the second, and 2 here in the third. Evan Friesen's got 2 goals and 1 assist. Danny Genev and Aiden Hansen-Bukata with 3 assists. Grizzlies have 2 power play goals. Reed Lepster and Tyler Gratton have each found the back of the net. And Utah's big guns have been their big guns as Cincinnati crosses center ice, and they'll push it in. We're hoping that Aiden Hansen-Bukata is all right. He didn't participate in the Grizzlies' last power play as Colby Enns took his spot. We haven't seen AHB out there, and now it looks like it's Noel out there with Colby Enns, a spot where normally we'd see AHB. And hopefully he's all right, as obviously the Grizzlies have a game tomorrow afternoon. As there's less than 3 minutes left, Grizzlies throw it down ice. Cincinnati will make a line change, and the Grizzlies will switch things up. Only one thing left in doubt. It's a big crowd in Cincinnati. But they always talk about those announcer jinx and how can we jinx them from 2 time zones away. Not entirely sure, but Grizzlies throw it back on towards Scarfoni as Hunter Miska's played an outstanding game for the Grizzlies tonight. Cincinnati crosses center ice, and they'll roll it along the boards as Pollard delivers a big hit as glass goes swaying back and forth. Cyclones towards the left wing. They drop it back, left point. Shots blocked as it was blocked by Riley Connors, who's been a strong two-way performer for the Grizzlies here this season. And the puck goes back to neutral ice. Genev gets it. So cross center as he'll skate back in towards Grizzlies ice. Pollard will move it ahead. But it's taken back by the Cyclones. Actually, it looked like a Grizzly was able to get it in deep from center ice. Shots have been pretty close to even throughout the game. Cincinnati with 30. Grizzlies have 27. Funny enough, the 3 stars of the game have already been listed. We'll give them to you shortly. As there's a minute 48 on a moving clock here in the third period. As attendance 8,358, and they've already announced the 3 stars of this game. As Dylan Grant in the area, maybe we're watching on tape delay. I'm not entirely sure. A minute 35 left in the third as puck trickles back to center ice. Cincinnati's Elijah Villio back deep in his own zone. He's been a Cyclone for many years. Villio gets towards neutral ice. Grizzlies back defensively. Villio gets around Freese and steps over the offensive line. Left wing, skating around Dylan Gratton. Now around Utah's net. Starting pass. Righty shot is blocked. It was blocked by Andrew Noel. Now Dylan Gratton over the offensive line. Skates towards the right side. Lefty shot goes wide. He might have been looking to get Reed Lebster to redirect it. As there's about 1 minute left in the third period. Cincinnati will get it ahead. Puck towards center ice. Cyclones will backhand it in deep. Apparently the third star tonight's Aiden Hansen-Bukata with 3 assists and a +3 rating. Cincinnati skates in, starting pass, lefty shot, and that's blocked. Danny Genev's the second star with 3 assists and a +1 rating, and Evan Friesen's the number 1 star. Right wing shot, that's blocked. Shot was taken by Mike Gillette. Yevdokimov tried to feed John Gillette out in front. Now Gillette in front of the crease. He fires lefty shot, saved by Scarfoni. As Gillette didn't have much room to get much on a shot off as Scarfoni made the stop. And even there's 33.1 seconds left in the third. Kind of funny, the ECHL box score, they've already got the 3 stars listed. Hansen-Bukata's the 3rd star, Genev the 2nd star, and Evan Friesen is the number 1 star. However, if the score stays as it is over the final 33.5 seconds, I got to say that you got to consider Hunter Miska, who's put together a documentary-worthy performance so far. He's 30 for 30 in the save department. Connors will take the face-off, and like I said, can we really jinx somebody when we're 2 time zones away? Just be like watching a game on TV and then saying something, and then, it's like a basketball player at the foul line. 23 seconds left. As Cincinnati back deep in their own zone, get towards center ice. Cyclones over the offensive zone. 16 seconds left in regulation. Right wing lefty shot saved by Miska. As everybody hacking away. Puck towards the near circle. Grizzlies get it. 10 seconds left. I think we can confidently say it's going to be Hunter Miska's shutout. Cincinnati right point. Shot goes wide. Now the Cyclones rip it around the boards, and it is a shutout. Grizzlies win! Grizzlies win! Grizzlies win 5-0, and there is no doubt about it as Hunter Miska gets a 31-save shutout, and the Grizzlies get an outstanding performance from Evan Friesen, who had 2 goals and 1 assist. Aiden Hansen-Bukata and Danny Genev each had 3 assists, and for Genev, all 3 of those assists were primary assists. Everybody goes to congratulate Hunter Miska, who picks up his 5th North American professional shutout. He had 4 American League shutouts in his career. He had 3 shutouts overseas over the last 2 seasons. His last shutout was last season for the KHL's Moscow Dynamo. And what a performance all around. A great crowd over at Heritage Bank Center. And the Grizzlies, from start to finish, put together one of their best 60-minute efforts of the season. Miska had 5 shutouts for the University of Minnesota Duluth during the 2016-2017 season, and he picks up his 5th North American professional shutout as he gets a 31-save clean sheet. He had one shutout for the Tucson Roadrunners in the 2017-2018 season, 2 clean sheets for Colorado in the 2019-2020 campaign, and one shutout for Colorado during the 2021-22 season. And oddly enough, he is not one of the 3 stars of the game. We'll come back in 30 seconds and have the post-game report, and it's a very happy one from Grizzlies fans' perspective, as what a night. Grizzlies get a 5-0 victory from start to finish. They were dominating, and their best players turned out to be their best players from start to finish. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
Hunter Miska gets a 31 shutout. He is the 4th different Grizzlies goaltender to have a shutout this season. Hi, everybody. I'm Tyson Whiting, and for the Utah Grizzlies, from start to finish, they came out strong. Both the Grizzlies and Cyclones lost 3-2 on the road last night. Both teams met at Heritage Bank Center for the first of a 2-game weekend set. Grizzlies got on the board. It turned out to be the game winner, 5:28 into the first period, as Reed Lepster got his team leading 29th of the year. Tyler Gratton and Evan Friesen each picked up the assists. Then Utah got a power play, 14-19 into the first, as Jordan Kaplan got a slashing minor. And 22 seconds into the power play, it was Evan Friesen getting a great feed out in front from Danny Genev. Friesen just kind of extended his stick, got the pass from Genev, and the puck just kind of wobbled past the goal line, as Friesen with his first of 2 goals on the night. Danny Genev and Aiden Hansen-Bukata each picked up the assists. Utah led 2-0 after one period, despite the fact that Cincinnati outshot Utah 10-7. In the second period, it was the Grizzlies that had a 13-11 shot advantage. The only goal in the second period was Luke Manning, who got a great feed from Danny Genev, as there's about 3 Cincinnati sticks kind of laying out in the crease, trying to intercept the pass, but Genev with the absolutely perfect pass out in front of the crease to Manning, and all Manning had to do was just tap it in. Genev to Manning to the back of the net, 37 seconds into the second period, as Utah took a 3-0 lead. It was 3-0 after 2 periods, and in the third, Cincinnati had an 11-8 advantage in the shot count, but Evan Friesen made it a 4-0 hockey game as he scored 7:01 into the third, with Aiden Hansen-Bukata picking up the assists. Grizzlies got a power play halfway through the third period. Kind of an interesting one, as it looked like Sam Stevens and Andrew Noel were really going after it, and both guys are really going after it about at the same type of intensity, but it was Stevens that went to the box, and Utah got a power play. And 16 seconds into the power play, it was Tyler Gratton out in front of the net, and Genev once again with the perfect pass out in front, found Tyler Gratton, who was all alone, and all Gratton had to do was tap it in. As Tyler Gratton with his 10th power play goal of the season. Hansen-Bukata and Genev with the assist. That was Genev's 3rd primary assist of the game. And for Hansen-Bukata, his 3rd assist, and he picked up 1 main assist as he had the lone helper on Friesen's 3rd period goal. Hansen-Bukata with 3 assists tonight. He now has 33 on the season. And tonight, Danny Genev showed exactly why he should be the favorite for the league's Rookie of the Year award. And obviously, Cincinnati's got a good rookie in Ryan Kerwin. Kerwin and Genev were teammates at Penn State for 3 years, and tonight, Genev gets the better of Kerwin and the Cyclones. And obviously, another big story is Hunter Miska, not a member of the 3-star club this evening, but he did get a 32-save shutout. I think that's the second time this season a Grizzly goaltender gets a shutout and wasn't one of the 3 stars of the game. He's the 4th different goaltender to get a shutout this season. Dylan Wells had a 46-save shutout against the Idaho Steelheads, and that was in the month of October, as Wells saved all 46 shots on October 24th. That was a game where Reed Lepster scored a hat trick, and Lepster obviously was the number 1 star that night. Kyle Kaiser in his Grizzlies debut got a 29-save shutout on November 7th in Wichita. That's a game the Grizzlies won 2-0. Kazimir Kaskasuo, who was with the Grizzlies for, I believe, 10 seconds, but he was here long enough to get a 20-save shutout in his only game in a Grizzlies uniform. So like George Costanza, he went out on top. And then tonight, it's Hunter Miska in his fifth start as a Grizzly. Actually, it's his fifth game and fourth start. Miska gets a 32-save shutout as the Grizzlies from start to finish dominated. For my money, one of the best 60-minute efforts for the Grizzlies this year, as Miska gets his fifth professional North American shutout. He had 3 shutouts overseas over the last 2 years, and he is the 4th different goaltender this season to pick up a shutout. I think there was a couple other seasons where the Grizzlies had shutouts from 4 different goaltenders, and so it's the Grizzlies join kind of an illustrious club. In fact, there was one other season where the Grizzlies got shutouts from 4 different players, and that was the 1999-2000 season, where they got shutouts from 4 different goaltenders. Corey Hirsch had 3 shutouts. Ian Gordon had 2. Rick Perrant had 1. And Rick Tabarashi also had 1 shutout for the Grizzlies at the turn of the century, the 99-2000 season. That's the only other year where the Grizzlies have had a season where they had shutouts from 4 different goaltenders. So certainly an exciting night over in Cincinnati, and it was in front of a big crowd. We hardly saw an empty seat at Heritage Bank Center. Apparently it was Pucks and Pups night, a crowd of 8,358. I don't think the 3 stars are going to change any. I think it's going to be Aiden Hansen-Bukata as the 3rd star, as he had 3 assists and a +3 rating. Genev had 3 assists and was a +1, and Evan Friesen is the star tonight, and the number 1 star with 2 goals, 1 assist. He was a +2 and had 6 shots. And for Friesen, really, he's been an outstanding first-year pro. And we came into the broadcast talking about all the great rookies the Grizzlies have had this season, and 3 of their best are the 3 stars of the game: Friesen, Genev, and Hansen-Bukata. And you can't forget about Riley Connors. He didn't have any points tonight, but he put together a blue-collar effort, won quite a few faceoffs for Utah. Connors blocked a few shots, and he's the reigning league rookie of the month. 10 of the 18 skaters, actually there were 17 skaters, as Stepan Timofeyev was a late scratch, and he did not play tonight. 10 of the 17 skaters are first-year pros, and a lot of those first-year pros stepped up and played big. And you also got to think about first-year pro Colby Enns. Enns and Hansen-Bukata reach a +3 for the Grizzlies in the victory, although there is a little bit of a concern as we did not see Aiden Hansen-Bukata in the second half of the 3rd period. In fact, the last time we saw him was when he picked up the assist on the Grattan goal, 11:33 into the 3rd. So we certainly hope AHB is okay, because there's a bit of a quick turnaround going into tomorrow afternoon's game. Grizzlies will be looking for a winning road trip. Obviously, Utah lost 3-2 last night, but they pick up a 5-0 victory this evening. Both teams, both the Grizzlies and Cyclones, will meet at Heritage Bank Center for a 1 o'clock start. That's 1 o'clock in the Mountain Time Zone, 3 o'clock in Cincinnati, as Utah will be looking for the 2-game sweep. Tonight's victory against Cincinnati ends a 5-game losing streak against the Cyclones, as Utah is now 3-5 all-time against Cincinnati, as the Grizzlies won the first 2 meetings all-time against the Cyclones, but Cincinnati had won 5 straight before tonight. So I'll just about wrap things up. Everybody's a bit fired up in Grizzlies land, as Grizzmania was running wild, as the Grizzlies' best players just turned out to be their best players this evening. And the ones that didn't contribute statistically certainly got the job done in other aspects. They talk about blocked shots. Luke Salem didn't have a point tonight, but he played a strong game as well. And you can't forget about Hunter Miska getting his 5th North American pro shutout. And that matches the 1 year at the University of Minnesota Duluth, where he had 5 shutouts in his lone college season. So for the Grizzlies, they pick up 2 standings points. Did the Utah Mammoth come away with 2 standings points in their battle with the Columbus Blue Jackets? And in that game, the Mammoth get a 5-4 overtime win over Columbus. So 4 standings points for the Utah Pro Hockey clubs. And in overtime, it was Logan Cooley getting his 17th of the year, with Clayton Keller and John Marino getting the assist. It was 2:08 into overtime. So, as Adrian Denny says, 2 honks for 2 points. Well, it's 4 points for Utah Pro Hockey teams in the state of Ohio tonight. Mammoth over the Blue Jackets 5-4, and the Grizzlies getting a 5-0 victory over the Cincinnati Cyclones. Next broadcast of Grizzlies hockey will be tomorrow afternoon. 12:45 pregame show, face-off at about 1:05. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Once again, in 2 hours and 32 minutes and in front of a good crowd of 8,358. It was a 32-save shutout for Hunter Meska. Evan Friesen had 2 goals and 1 assist. Aiden Hansen-Bukata and Danny Geneva each had 3 assists. Tyler Gratton had 1 goal and 1 assist. The Grizzlies also got a goal from Reed Webster, who picked up his team-leading 29th of the year. I'm Tyson Whiting, and I'm just pursuing my dream, and that's to someday in the very near future get to the National Hockey League. You've been listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network. Good night, everybody.